Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
31-30, Nebraska had the lead. Now North Dakota takes the 1-point lead. Jamarcus Lawrence over the head, two-handed pass for Berte. Back to Jamarcus, pull up Jay, got it, nailed it. Jamarcus had a 3 a moment ago, and now he hits a big 2. 32-31 Nebraska.
Lions go to the end zone and caught. What a catch! Tesla somehow held on to it. Rodgers off his back foot, throws it down the way, and the flag's coming out on Anzalone. And look at Gainwell. Gainwell thinks he has a touchdown.
The punt will pin the Broncos deep. We mentioned offense, we mentioned defense. How about some special teams?
Stroud to the air, throwing, touchdown! Dalton Schultz.
Too easy.
Just, hey, can we do it a little bit differently? Can we do it some different ways? But, really, obviously the move's more long-term for the future. But, the last 2 weeks have been spent. They've been great, two weeks of great bull prep. And they've all been spent just on our team and our team moving forward and giving Rob and Roy a chance to see the guys on defense and how they fit into what we'll do next year. It's not beside the defense we're running right now. Offensively, giving Lonnie and Jeep a chance to see how those guys fit into what we're doing right now. So that's been a lot of fun.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB?
How we doing?
We're doing all right. How you doing?
I don't know. I can't really hear, but that's neither here nor there.
I can't either. We're trying to
put this thing back together.
Yeah, Oh, there's a little bit. I got a little bit. There we go.
Is that good?
Mine's a little better. How's yours?
I'm good as I'm gonna be.
Just out here, right?
I mean, basically, it's kind of what we do.
How was the weekend?
Weekend was cool. Took a little stop class. Watched a lot of TV.
Yeah?
Yeah. Spent a ton of time with Knucklehead, or the younger one, Micah.
I was going to say you're going to have to specify which one's Knucklehead in this
Caleb
situation.
didn't get home until he surprised me yesterday.
Oh, nice.
But, yeah. So we I don't know, went to the field, shot some hoops.
There you go.
Ate, cooked.
Anything good?
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much. We did so Friday we did homemade fish sandwiches.
Okay.
They were oh my gosh.
What kind of fish are we talking about here?
Cod.
Okay.
Yeah, it was vacuum sealed. It was what my buddy sent from.
You frying it? What are we doing?
Yeah, so it took a ton. I used coconut oil.
Okay.
I put the little Fry Daddy outside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, it looked just like Long John's. No, it did.
I just laugh because when you say that, you think it's a good thing.
It is. Yeah, so I found like this little mimic recipe. I used a little club soda, little.
Do you soak it in the club soda?
Did a little wet batter. So we did that.
Yeah.
Then Saturday was I butterflied a bunch of drumsticks and
So that's like you just split them open? Okay.
Chicken thighs. And I used kind of the sugar-free hoisin, a little sesame oil, a little dark soy, and some tamarind.
Okay.
And marinated the chicken.
Okay.
Then just grilled them and made like homemade knockoff fried rice.
Do you do a sauce after the grill or no?
No. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then yesterday I had a couple pieces of salmon again.
Okay.
And a huge tomahawk.
So
we just sliced it.
You got to be about out of that fish, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm running through it. I have a little salmon left.
That's a pretty good amount of fish.
Yeah, I have the what you call it too, the clams.
Oh yeah. I don't eat a lot of clams.
I'm gonna figure out something.
Mostly I've done fried, like you get the little clam strips or whatever.
Yeah,
I haven't done a lot of other clams.
So I don't have any real leftovers. I do use coconut amino.
That's what my mom uses because sometimes there's some gluten in soy sauce.
Yeah. So the Bragg amino I use too, but I have coconut amino.
Wait, what's Bragg amino?
It's BRAGG.
Yeah.
Google it. It's like soy sauce basically. It mimics soy sauce.
Nice.
Bragg is the brand. They make like an apple cider vinegar that I crush.
Oh yeah, I recognize the bottle a little bit. from I think apple cider vinegar.
It was crazy. So we cook a ton because I don't want to spend money eating out.
Yeah.
I don't spend your money, maybe.
You got to get up to a number that,
One more. I'm going to find a $20 one this week.
Yeah. You would have had a couple last week if you'd gone for it.
So I didn't get you were playing tennis when I wanted to get the
Creighton one, yeah. But I told you I would have wanted more points on that one.
Yeah, I would have given you the 4 you were getting.
Yeah.
I was going to say outright.
I would have wanted a little bit more.
Well, you talk crazy on the group text. You're like, no, they're not winning.
No, I didn't say that. You said, they're winning tonight, right? And I go, do we?
Yeah. And then I said somebody else said something smart, and I was like, no, they're winning.
I think DeMarinis, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Probably was the other sarcastic one in the group.
And
because of how hot you came out, I would have made you give me
more points.
Creighton points on them being in the negative.
Yeah, so I had it.
Because you came out hot on that one. I was like, oh, okay.
I was nailing this thing.
You know which one I would have taken? Sorry.
Which one?
Oklahoma. You could have got money off me on Oklahoma at 17-0 or whatever it was.
Yeah, but I liked but it didn't feel right.
I get it, but
it didn't feel right. That's why I was like, hey, you ready for the flip?
Yeah. And that's why on the rundown today is DB a witch?
I did not. I'm like, it seems kind of fool's goldy.
It did feel a little fluky, but I didn't think it was so fluky that it was going to flip as fast as it did. Certainly. I thought Oklahoma might be able to
Yeah,
live
I
on.
did. I pegged the next 2 drives.
Yeah, like almost word for word. It was kind of creepy.
So, but the Bears screwed it up.
Did they?
Oh, yeah.
Because you didn't text us about the Bears.
I got to go to the barbershop and eat it.
Yeah.
He's going to slide me in early on Friday because I have to be in Lincoln by 9:45.
Oh, yeah, you guys leaving the Friday, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just got the email yesterday, and you could talk to Jess about this because she's on the admin email.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have to have our luggage dropped off on Christmas Day.
Really?
I'm like, how?
Send it back with Caleb.
I might.
I mean, what else are you going to do? You're going to drive down there on Christmas to drop your luggage off?
They must think so.
Because that kind of sucks.
Total first world crybaby problem.
You're like, oh no, I got to get my luggage to my chartered plane.
Oh no.
It was the voice. I know you hate that voice.
Wow. It's cool. No, and Saturday morning I took Breeze and I went down to practice.
Yeah.
Oh, it was quiet. Like, that's the way I like it. It was only, I saw 1 or 2 guys. Doors were locked. It was cool.
How
See, I'm with you. See, Kobe, we could go to Long John's too. Kobe gets it. He plays stubborn, but he gets it. He gets it. Long John's is
what I appreciate about Kobe, even though he kills me sometimes.
Oh, he gets me too. He's an equal opportunity.
But he rides with the show. So we're pro Kobe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I feel like I had to talk you into it.
A little.
Yeah.
I get up in my feels a little bit. I get it. I'm aware that
he can be relentless.
Yeah. But he rides for the show.
About a 4-day heater.
Yeah, he rides for the show though. So I appreciate Kobe because when people start
smoking food in the rain.
Yeah, he's been killing you for that for weeks.
Man, weather snuck up on me.
So gotta get it done.
How mad are you?
Smoked it too.
How mad are you at the warm Christmas?
I'm not that mad. My wife is very mad.
Oh man, I'm kind of a purist. I want let it snow.
Listen.
And what happened in this brutal winter? We got off to a good start. We're kind of whimpering right now, Liquid.
I'm gonna knock on wood here. I'm not trying to have a brutal winter.
I am.
It's because you like staying inside.
Oh yeah. Hey, your boy barely left the house.
I will say my perfect Christmas would be 30s with some snow. I don't want it to be too cold. I like the snow. I just don't want it to be too cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Give me a 31 in snow. I'm in.
I sat in class. I sat in a stop class with a 22-year-old that has lost his license twice.
That's doing some work.
Oh, he was so obnoxious.
What? That's getting after it. It's hard to lose your license twice at 22, man.
I was in there with an insurance adjuster too. He does auto insurance.
Yeah.
Your boy is much smarter. We had the coolest instructor.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, he was a real one.
So I've only taken one stop class ever.
Everybody, some people were the 4, some I was the 8.
Yeah, yeah.
And
the long one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
he let us break, and I came back. I was like, man, this is about to be all intimate. Be like 5 of us in here. Nah, man, like more than half the class was still. I was like, a bunch of 8-hour folks. Huh?
Like we all out here, right?
By the way, I'm riding with Headley.
What do you say?
It says my perfect Christmas is low 80s and palm trees.
No, that is weak.
I'll take that the rest of the time on Christmas. Give me
I don't want 80s ever.
well, I'll ride with the 80s.
I think when we land, it's supposed to be 50 and rainy when we get there.
Yeah, I think people have kind of a misconception what Vegas is like in the winter sometimes.
Nah, keep it cold.
Keep
it cold. I don't need it above 60.
Yeah, I'll take
give me overcast. I don't want anybody out. I hope it's because everybody's off the strip because it's expensive and it's not good value anymore. But
yeah,
so Vegas it's suffered quite a bit.
It's like wearing out a little bit there.
Yeah, last couple of years.
I
think they were trying to keep the brothers out. So I mean,
you mean like related folks?
Yep. That's what I meant.
Well, they're like, hey, it's not a family-friendly thing anymore. We're not doing family-friendly Vegas anymore.
Yep.
Nope. No more shows.
Yep. Life preserver.
No more.
Even though I can swim.
No more Celine Dion. Of course you can swim. Why wouldn't you be able to? No more Celine Dion. No more Adele on the strip. Like this, no more family-friendly Vegas. We're going back to our roots.
Yeah, I got nothing on that.
So no
brothers. 7-Eleven.
No brothers, no sisters.
It's a little early.
No moms and dads.
Speaking of which, a couple of crack-up cars. Did you have crack-up cars when you were little? Matchbox? Where you could hit them and the hood would spin and they looked like they were dented.
I always wanted them. I never had them.
Some bad accidents this morning.
Really?
Yeah, there's one right down the way by Restaurant Depot, too.
I didn't see. I didn't come that way.
Folded up.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's always scary.
Oh, so, funny thing in the stop class, oldest lady in there, she could barely hear. Bless her heart. She was so stinking cute. And I saw her actual accident.
Really?
We spent an hour going around the class saying her name and what we did. I felt like I was going to rehab.
My name's DB.
Yep. Hi, Damon. No,
I got a speeding ticket.
Yeah, she was describing this wreck, and she said 96th and Q, and she goes, yeah, and then she's talking about the retail. I was like, wait a minute, was that about a month ago? I'm not even. She's not even talking to me. She's 3 rows in front of me with her back to me.
And like, hey,
listen, she's a little itty bitty thing. It took her like 15 minutes to turn around. She was like,
no.
Yeah. I said, oh shoot.
Wait, how old was she?
North of 70.
Okay.
5.
She was Headley's ideal temp in
I was like, what
are we doing out here?
Yeah, I was like, that was you. I felt like it was a scene. Have you ever? Never mind.
Should have been like, hey, this stop class for you means stop driving, lady.
You ever see? I mean, there was too many brothers in this movie for you, but there's a dinner scene with Bernie Mac and another comedian, and he was like, I know you. And he's talking about his wife.
Yeah.
He said they used to call her Jawbone in high school. No, that's what I felt like. I was like, that was you. I was like, I saw that accident because it was right down the street from the deal. And yeah, but the class is crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm full.
What do you mean? Oh,
like my life. Yeah, like
no more leeway.
I don't have no. I don't have any.
Oh, you're clean.
Yeah,
yeah,
last 5 years.
Nice.
I want to reshop my rates.
You should get out there.
That had to be the oldest ticket of anybody that was in there.
How long ago was that one?
2024.
You kept pushing.
I was on my way to Nebraska City last year. My lawyer is the best, though.
Are we gonna do a
in the 3 times? So listen, in my defense, the 3 times I was gonna take the 8-hour because you can't do it online.
Yeah.
So it has to be offered. And the first time somebody passed away. The second time was versus memorial service because I had to do it during a bye too.
Yeah.
And then this time it was on a Sunday. And the dude goes, oh, yeah, you've been rescheduled a few times. I was like, damn, is it going to be one of those?
And they're like, oh, we know this one. He's a troublemaker.
Yeah, he's a local guy, too, so he know me.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
The only stop class I ever took was actually before I even got my license.
I liked it because we took group tests. He did all the questions were on the video board.
Yeah.
And I found out some adults can't read. Wow. True or false? The right. Oh, I'm like,
Maybe they're just nervous to read in front of people, DB.
man, I know that's probably what it was, but it was bad.
Like, not everybody public speaks as much as we do, so maybe it's
I can't read.
maybe this wasn't reading, it was the speaking part that was.
Struggle was real.
See, look at me being the one giving people the benefit of the doubt.
No, it ain't gonna last. It's not gonna last. I saw some fluky stuff this weekend, man.
What we have?
Well, the Bears.
Yeah. How about like the best throw of Caleb Williams' life?
You guys are gonna stop hating on Caleb.
I don't hate on Caleb. I think his problems are the exact same problems I thought he was going to have out of college. Just like I don't know if he can be in system enough for it to work consistently in the NFL.
Ben's a bit of he's a stud.
He is, but that throw was unbelievable.
Those guys, man, they turn you over. And you're fortunate, Love got concussed, and
yeah. Although
they still have some of the
Malik
worst.
Willis kind of balled a little bit.
They still have some of the worst specialty. I think so. Just onside kick against Green Bay. Just do that.
Regardless of circumstances.
Yeah, like pick that team. They're the low percentages of onside kicks recovered. That's Green Bay.
Yeah.
But would have had Jacksonville and Denver too.
Yeah.
Told you, man. Although Denver's good.
Denver is good. I don't totally trust him. I don't trust Jacksonville either, though.
Jacksonville is not too bad.
Yeah.
The AFC is.
Is that where
trash.
So on the is the Jacksonville good scale, because we don't have NFL today. On the is Jacksonville good scale, we're up to not too bad.
I think they're good.
We're not. Are we up? Are we up to good?
I think they're good.
Defensively, they're very good.
I think Jacksonville's good. I think Denver's good. I think
quietly, my guy T-Law has been playing pretty good.
I think New England is good.
I agree on New England. So Jacksonville, Denver, New England.
I'm still, and I picked them, so I should be all in. But I still think the Chargers are good.
I was going to say, where are we at on the Chargers?
I just don't know who could win 3 in a row, though.
How are we feeling about the Bills?
Oh.
Like, I'm just trying to figure out teams that go in 3 in a row in that conference.
I don't see it.
I don't really either. Like, I just don't trust them. I don't know why.
Well, they can't stop the run.
Yeah, that's probably
and I have to trust them. If they would just run the ball.
Yeah, they don't stick to the thing that works, which is sort of frustrating.
Because you know me.
You love James Cook.
And I love Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So,
But
if there was ever a team in the AFC I would cheer for that isn't the Steelers, it would be the Bills.
Yeah. But it's like, hey, stick to what works.
Yeah. Just, run the ball.
Quit messing around.
It's gonna be much like, I think, college football. I think it's wide open.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't. You think it's more wide open now than after the first round? I think it's the same.
Well, the first round is what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
I mean, and there isn't one spread that's closer than. There's only one spread this week that's closer than 7.
I haven't looked at the spreads yet.
I think it's 10-7, 7-2 maybe or something like that.
Let's take a look. The spreads this weekend weren't great, especially with obviously you got the Tulane and the.
Did you like watching A&M in Miami? We watched that in the car on the way back from Lincoln. Micah held the phone. He was mad.
I kind of did.
I was like, you don't have to hold it so I can see it. We can just play it through the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
He couldn't get that out of his lap fast enough.
I kind of did enjoy it.
Like you like those muddy misfield. It wasn't well played.
No, the second half was better than the first half.
I mean, missing kicks.
Like I thought there wasn't as much missed kicks and mistakes in the second half, but they were still really dialed defensively.
Yeah, and I felt
so I liked the second half better.
So Miami is weird because I still feel like I argued about this with a 16-year-old, which isn't good, but Miami every time Miami takes the field, fact or fiction, they could make the case they have the best offensive and defensive player on the field.
Fact.
Okay.
They could certainly make the case. Yeah, like you can have an argument.
Every time they take the field.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I don't think we think of them like that.
It's because and you can go outside of this year if you want.
Yeah, that fake punt was I saw a couple of bad fake punts. Total.
Is there
Lawrence Taylor trash? Total South Beach, totally trash.
Never affected my play though. Is there a quarterback head coach combination that you can remember of a good football team in college that you trust less than Miami?
Then back in Cristobal?
Yeah.
No. But man, when it came time to handing the ball off.
Yeah, if they just want to give it to Fletcher, we're cool, right?
Yeah.
But I just like that's the hard part with Miami. Is like, yeah, you could make the argument at any given game.
You could pick either offensive lineman. You could take Tony,
Mhm.
and certainly Bain.
Yeah, 100% Bain. Like, that dude's a freak show. But with all that, you have the quarterback head coach combination you trust the least.
Yeah. So did you look at what are the? I think, am I right? I think I am. It's 10, 7, 7, and something.
Yeah, I've got it up here. So Miami, Ohio State is 9.5.
Okay.
Oregon, Texas Tech is 1.5.
That's the closest one.
Bama, Indiana is 7.
I think the other one's 7. Right?
And Ole Miss, Georgia looks like 6.5 now.
Kind of tricky.
I mean, at least 3 of those are one possession. I'll take that.
Yeah, I don't know. I was not entertained.
I liked the second half of Texas A&M Miami just because there was enough drama there to keep my attention.
Listen, I'm not mad at James Madison either. So, I'm in probably the least popular opinion out there. It doesn't bother me that James Madison was in.
No, I wanted them to be in.
I still think you should only have 8 teams, but that's just me.
And that's totally fair. You probably get the best 8. Like, you probably get a good sampling with 8 teams. I don't disagree with that. But I've been on this, and you disagree with me vehemently, and that's fine.
Well, just about everybody at the time.
Yes, but I like that there is a path for non-power conference teams.
Yeah, I don't mind. Again.
Yeah,
I don't need James Madison and Tulane.
Sure,
but I'll take one of them.
I would like one.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about 2, but I would like one. I do think, like, Notre Dame's better than clearly better than both of these teams, but I'm okay with.
Although Notre Dame would be in trouble. I know exactly why. I mean, spending a good chunk of my time with the Rezags.
Yeah.
I know exactly why they didn't play. I don't think they were pouting. Now, obviously, if they're in the playoffs, they have to play. But
yeah.
They still would have been in a bind.
So they're pretty banged up, right?
Yeah. They'd have been in a bind.
You think Freeman takes the Giants job?
I don't know. I know it's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people close to that deal thought that there was no way unless it was Ohio State, but now it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. His staff's getting rated too.
I actually thought,
because Bulla is now at Michigan State, and he took a lateral move.
Yeah.
To go with Fitz, because he was doing the same thing with Notre Dame, but I think, he'll be signal calling in a year. So I think I get it, and he's going back to his alma mater.
We didn't get to talk about this on Friday, but I couldn't believe LeVar Woods left Iowa.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's tough.
And for basically the same job. He got the associate head coach title, I think. So I think that was the bump. But
he's like in my Fave 5.
I know,
legit Fave.
No, I know you love that guy, and he's phenomenal at what he does. Yeah. I could not believe he left Iowa.
Well, it happens.
I think a lot of people thought he was the heir apparent.
Yeah, I think Iowa's got to be taking a good hard look at Wallace now.
Yeah,
yeah.
That was of assistant moves. That was the one that shocked me the most.
Yeah, it's all no.
Which one?
Muschamp going to Texas.
Oh God, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Like what the?
I was talking about McClintock. I was talking to McClintock about that one.
Oh yeah, what did A-Mac say?
He was like, "This is a baffling move."
Gotta be.
PK, the guy that got fired, because I can't pronounce his last name, Kwiatkowski or something. He's the top-rated defensive coordinator in the country, and that was the only reason that team was any good for most of the year.
Yeah,
was the defense.
Playing some pups too. Now the front four was
for
nasty,
the past couple years. You've been talking about how good that defense, especially that
legit,
defensive line, has been,
and they're physical.
And yeah, they play a style that translates and gives you a shot. And probably, I don't want to overstate, but probably the biggest reason Texas was able to be competitive immediately in the SEC.
Yep, was the trenches.
Yeah, was the trenches and especially that defense. And I don't know what the logic is to be like, let's go with Will Muschamp. Like, what's the logic there?
Well, we'll see.
I don't
believe me. It's not like I'm like, oh,
yeah, I'm not.
Texas has a chance to not be as good, but that is a pretty puzzling move. God, I left my phone in the car again.
I don't.
I left without it Saturday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Go ahead and do a U-turn.
You need that thing, you know. Gotta stay strapped on that.
I'm cool. To be honest.
Is that why you were radio silent on Saturday?
I don't know. Saturday was I don't know. I just was chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Plus I was I can't have my phone out.
Oh, when you're yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So it didn't
mean,
matter if you leave it.
Yeah, I'm on lockdown.
Yeah.
And there was nobody in there.
Really?
Nope. But I wasn't gonna be the guy.
Coach Rule seems dialed.
Yeah. I get, people, that we're super cynical, and if you don't like him or not, I'm not gonna say make it personal. Like if you're not all in on authenticity, or you think he's, playing a bit, I get you don't like the
hat backwards. They call me Matt instead of Coach Rule, that whole thing.
So I'm tweaking. I'm just tweaking, right?
But that's exactly how the practice goes. It is very much
like he flips the switch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's a very different job.
Being
the head coach.
I'm talking about
actually coaching
and yapping and demoing and drilling, and I like and it wasn't the couple that it's not ideal for physicality, but from fundamentals and like reading nuances and playing pullers and stuff like that, like he's very much in the drill. So I mean, if you're an optics, or if you're like, oh, I don't like my head coach with it, I mean, it's a non-starter for me, just because you have to watch it.
Yeah.
And then it's not like, and the guys vibe with it too. So,
well, that's what matters, right? Is that they kind of resonates with them. Is there, so you've been able to see practices over the past couple of years, right? Has there ever been another time where he was doing this like early on, or has it always been, or is this the first time you've seen him act like this or coach like this?
Year one, he bounced around a little bit, like would hop in a drill. This is the first time I've seen it this specific. Like, do it again, give me the next group,
like acting like a position coach.
Like he's running half lines. It's different. It's different. It's vastly different.
One of the things that kind of stuck out to me over his comments on Friday was, he's talking about getting in drills and stuff like that and coaching more football, which I actually was like, you talk about transparency and stuff like that.
If they were winning, he could have his hat on backwards.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if that's the prerequisite, then it's just an opinion. Like, you can have it and not like it, and I'm not going to fight you over it, but I'm not one of those guys that like, well, if it was this way, then it would be okay.
Yeah.
I'm typically not that,
That's kind of how I feel about the like podcast media appearances thing, right? Because people are like, well, if they were winning more, we wouldn't care. Well, it's either it matters or it doesn't, right? Like, it either matters that he's doing the podcast, he's doing McAfee, or it doesn't. Like, if they're winning and they're doing,
like if Dylan was winning more games, we would have been a lot more okay with the image.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's like, then I'm not bothered by the image.
Right. Yeah. Because you're not actually bothered by the image. You're bothered by the losing.
If you said, oh, like he doesn't work as hard, or it's not like if it's something
real, tangible.
Yeah. Then I'm probably listening. But that's just because everybody's just different in how they get there. Like they just are. And I've been around enough different people that on success levels.
Yeah.
That I know there's only a couple of non-negotiables, and as long as you have those, I don't really care about the rest.
You kind of deal with everything else.
Yeah, like, so
a lot of the rest is just optics.
Yeah, and you know how I hate the word.
Yeah,
just optics is just the word we use when we don't have enough information.
Yeah, I did think it was interesting though with it was a very kind of vulnerable thing to say, like, hey, I should have been more actual football coaching, and I don't take that to mean he wasn't working hard enough. I take that to mean like he was having to deal with kind of like you said, deal with a lot of the non-football parts of the job. Yeah. But like that's a very like kind of putting yourself out there thing to say.
Yeah. So I'm on so you can name, it's one of 5 schools.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously that we visited. But I listened to their head coach explain how the offensive line play got away from him this year, and he kind of regrets that.
Mm.
So I'm not even going to act like it doesn't happen.
Oh, for sure. It happens. Just most people aren't willing to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Or especially in front of media.
So, he's like, yeah, it bothers me a little bit that, you can see some signs and you kind of think you're going to snap. Yeah, he walked me through the whole deal. I thought it was super transparent.
I mean, and that's sort of been the thing he's been on since the end of the season, whether it was with Butler, whether it was with Donovan, whether it was with Coach Braden. Like, he's sort of been like, hey, like, this didn't end up going the way I wanted it to. It got away from me. The thing that I appreciate him saying, because it's the thing that bothered me, is it seemed like they were good enough for long enough that you were willing to kind of be like, let's see how it goes. Where I'm I'm always on this with like the playing young guys and versus guys that I don't maybe like as much, is like, hey, this isn't going the way you want it to. Like, give yourself a shot for it to go the way you want to. But they were just successful enough that you don't want to pull that cord.
Yeah, and I guess if I'm being super transparent, I love the infrastructure. Like I like the accountability. I like the culture. I think the infrastructure of running the business is good. You just have to get a few more right people in the building.
Yeah. Which it sounds like the infrastructure is what he spent most of the last 3 years trying to get right.
I think it's how you have to run an organization.
Yeah.
But just got to get and you need some non-negotiables in the position rooms too. I would probably mess with that a little.
You mean in terms of the coaches?
Yeah.
Or the players you bring in?
The coaches.
Okay.
In each individual room, you need to have non-negotiables because non-negotiables dictate how you do business.
Is each room different? What the non-negotiables are?
I don't know enough.
Okay.
I don't even know if they have them. Okay. I just think.
I mean, if it was you, would your non-negotiables vary by room?
Yeah, I can't imagine. We may have some overlap. Like, let's say, well, we do have non-negotiables, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you play outside linebacker, these are the 3 non-negotiables.
Yeah.
They're not the same, or I don't know if like the running backs do or the quarterbacks do, but I do like the fact that he's cognizant of, because I remember Coach Samanji told me this in like 2005. No, this is probably 2008. Because Coach Martin said the same thing, right? Constant tweaking staff.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, it takes 3 or 4 years to get the right staff. Because
that's what the rule said. Belichick told him too.
Well, I don't know if he was the first to say it, but that does seem like the standard number.
Sure. Yeah.
That coaches tell you
to figure out like, hey, this is what a good fit is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, from as far as I can gather, the O-line is rocking with Wade and Teasley.
Yeah.
So.
And if they're not, I'm sure they'll find guys
that was
will.
The group that I worried about.
Yeah, because they were pretty close with Donnie, right? Mm-hmm. And they had sort of probably taken on his personality more than most.
And that whole situation didn't go like 90% of the general public thinks. So
sure,
it's it's a little pause for concern. It's a hard decision.
Yeah, I think that was. That's why I kept asking the question. Out of the changes, which one do you think was the hardest?
That one.
Yeah,
I think it's close.
I don't either, because I don't think Rule thinks he did a bad job.
No.
I think there is maybe some fit issues and some mesh issues with the offense. I think obviously the Dillon thing, if you get a sense that Dillon's leaving, that I think does complicate that. But I think it's Dillon leaving complicating the Donnie thing, not Donnie leaving complicating the Dillon thing, in my personal opinion.
Wait, one more time?
I think Dillon leaving complicates Donnie staying, not Donnie leaving complicates Dillon staying.
Agreed.
Agreed. I don't think Donnie getting fired precipitated Dillon leaving.
I completely agree.
I think it was more complicated to keep Donnie once Dillon decided to leave. My opinion.
I agree with that.
So that's the same thing I thought with the Dayton thing, though, too. I don't think Dayton decommitting made Dillon leave. I think Dillon leaving made Dayton decommit. Or the chance that Dillon might leave made Dillon Dayton decommit. That's my opinion. I think a lot of the public has everything backwards with that family on what precipitated what. personally.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, if you gave Rule a true serum, he'd say, yeah, I think Donnie did a good job. I think with maybe a different offensive coordinator, he makes more sense as my O-line coach. But I think there were a couple things. I do think he wanted, first of all, Jeep Wade's a clear upgrade over almost everyone in the country. Like, full stop. He's one of the best at this in the country. He's also, him and Teasley are two of the best offensive line recruiters in the country as well. And I think that was maybe the one spot where Rule wanted to get over the hump is, hey, I want to recruit a little bit better at the spot. And even though I do think
Liquid, can you bold? Keep going, babe.
Even though I do think Donnie
Can you bold Dixie what he said?
I do think Donnie did a better job stocking that room with young talent than we think he did. Like, I think it's a pretty good young group.
Is that room specific or position? This is Dixie. Is that room specific or I feel like the guys that stopped there. Is that room specific or position specific when you use the term optics? What % of belief would you have it's factual? I'm not sure what he's asking. Are you talking about the non-negotiables? The non-negotiables should be room specific. And by room specific, I mean to your position group. Right? D-line needs non-negotiables. O-line needs non-negotiables. Running backs need non-negotiables. Like, those non-negotiables. Like, if, for instance, if I'm in the running back room, hey, I want to be the most physical unit in the country.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to win 80% of my one-on-ones. I want to practice a certain way, 0 loafs, or like those non-negotiables will dictate, and they'll run every practice.
Yeah.
Whether you're in half rack, full pads, whatever, like it will, because it builds in accountability. Like, just come on, man.
Common language builds accountability.
Accountability.
Because then everybody knows what they're talking about. There's no ambiguity. That's why, like, one of the things, and I'm sure
so even if I'm in half rack,
yeah, you know exactly what's expected of you.
My non-negotiable is to be the most physical unit. Then I'm going to practice that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So, like, it's just that's a me thing.
My only pause when I hear things like, we want to be the most, because Jeep Wade said this, right? We want to be the most physical, or we want to have the most effort in the country on the offensive line is, and I'm sure they are, and it's just a thing where he's not getting into it with the media, but I need there to be specific measurable things that, personally.
Yeah. So the quantifiable stuff is different for everybody. Like, how do we quantify it?
Right.
The mentality is where you have to start, because what you can say, even because that's fair.
Because I want to be able to quantify the mentality.
That's fair. But let's say,
because that's how I think you hold people accountable too.
So you need a conversation starter, though.
For sure.
If you want to, if you say you want to be the hardest working podcaster in the country, okay, so it's going to be hard to quantify because you don't really know what everybody else is doing, right?
Right.
But there are things that you can do on an individual basis when camera isn't rolling, where you can say, hey, man, now I know you talk a lot about this. What we watch? How's the show prep? What we study? What are there are little things. So I could watch a position group drill, and I could say, hey, does that give you a chance to be the most physical position group in the country?
Yeah.
They'll know.
Sure.
Like, they'll know.
I just think of it from, like, if I'm
now you can have, listen, in real games or third down stop rate or yards per carry or something like that, there are numbers. Hey, listen, man, as a group, we won 5-3 a tote.
Yeah.
Or, as a group, we want to hold them less than 2.8 or whatever it is. Like, you can have those, but these are more.
It's like a philosophy.
Because it's going to dictate behavior.
Once I get my philosophy set, even if it's not in-game statistics, like, hey, we want to go for this many a carry, or we want this many TFLs or whatever, right? Like, one of the things I really like about Rule is when he talks about, hey, we want to be a disruptive defense or things like that. He's like, we need to get 40 sacks a year. Like, there's a number on it in his mind. It's like, hey, if you get 40 sacks a year, you have a chance to be a dominant defense.
But to that point, to the point of what I'm saying is, if you want to be the most want to be the most defensive, disruptive front, you have to practice disruption.
For sure. So what I want from that point,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I want from that point
does this look like a disruptive practice?
how do I measure that in practice though, right? Like, so take away the game stats. I also want to be able to quantify it in practice.
Yeah, you can though, right? So if we're going against Scrappy Squad or something like this, it's really, really competitive, right? 10 down, 10 plays from the 10. A win for Scrappy Squad would be a 2-yard gain.
Sure. Yeah.
Or like you can do that.
100%. That's all I want.
Yeah, you can do that.
We want to be the most physical with hard, like, hey, in order for this to be a win for you, just define my wins.
Yeah.
That's what I want. When we're talking about abstract things like being the most physical or giving the most effort, I love those as philosophies, but give me wins. Tell me what the wins are so that I know I'm achieving that.
Yeah. So if like hypothetically, if I'm if your goal is to stop, hey, listen, we want to stop QB run game in the bowl game. We have got to stop QB run game.
Yep.
All right. Well, what are we doing? What are you doing? Because the outcome, you have to be intentional.
Yeah, your practice has to be specific.
So then I can look at it and be
outcome.
Like, oh, fudge. Genatone's playing scout team quarterback. Yeah, that probably be hard on you in practice.
Sure.
Right?
Big physical guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And mean-spirited, I think.
Yeah. Yes. Right. So I can see how that would translate.
For sure.
Right. Those are the kinds of things that I'm talking about.
Absolutely. I think we're on the same page in terms of the practicality of what you do to make to give yourself a shot.
It just gives actuals to when people say things like the standard is the standard. Right.
Just define the standard for me. That's all I want.
I get your own benchmark because that's always what you want to be.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to be good. That's why Smart can talk about practicing the Georgia way and their inability to practice the Georgia way, or Nick Saban famously has 3 non-negotiables of defensive guys that he's looking at. Right. So like those are the things that I'm talking about where you have to start small before everybody else can be like that. Like if I want to be a physical D-line, there has to be some things in that D-line room that are non-negotiables.
Yes.
Yeah. Right? Because you just don't get out on the practice field and be like, this is what we want to do and not really know how to get there. You know what I mean? So I think like that stuff just matters. And you can see it. Right? Mac talks about it when he's recruiting. He just has a few non-negotiables.
Yeah.
Now, part of the reasons I think sometimes coaches can struggle or how quickly they can dial into like self-awareness is if you've compromised those.
For sure.
And
whether you say it out loud or not,
you know if you're not upholding it. So it's good for everybody across the board.
Do you think
everybody?
You think some of the disgust Coach Mack showed with his team earlier in the year is because he knows he compromised on a couple spots?
Yeah.
He's like as mad at himself as he is anybody
100%.
else.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, I understand what NIL can do in the position that we were in. If I had this to do over again, is this what I would do? And then he'll fill in the blank. So you have to.
Yeah.
Listen, don't think that doesn't happen in Lincoln, right? There's some guys, where you have to take a look at.
Hoiberg did it. Hoiberg did it early.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of those guys that had no business being on a Fred Hoiberg team.
Yeah.
Scott Frost admitted he did it.
And Coach Rule
admitted
he did it.
Yeah.
It happens.
And I do think it's, what's funny is it's as far from the NIL world as you can possibly imagine, but it still happened before. Do you remember when Dana came back to Creighton after Arkansas? You remember the type of guys he started recruiting after that? And Creighton wasn't nearly as good, even though the guys were better. Like, that's exactly what happened. He found himself with access to better guys, and I bet he'd tell you he compromised.
So one that comes to mind in particular.
Oh, I know exactly I bet I know exactly the name.
Who am I going to say?
That's a guy I kind of like.
Who?
Pounced in it.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one, though. See, I would see him around the city a lot.
I kind of like P. Allen. I always liked P. Allen. I rooted for him when he went to Missouri Western.
That's my guy.
Okay.
Like my guy.
Yeah.
Marty Brown.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We reached the point where it was nut-cutting time, and Coach Rule is like, look, man, I get it. This would help. I think he's good. I'm not going to do this because
Sure.
I feel like we're compromising. Like, what am I even doing?
Mhm.
I'm going to hate. And he said, I'm going to hate myself in the morning. I'm not doing that. I said, it's cool.
Yeah.
So, but what I have to hear the first 5 weeks of the season, 4 weeks.
Oh, look at Marty.
Oh, they'd snap.
How
People would
come
they would snap me stats, you know,
Highlights.
highlights. They beat Notre Dame. Sure could use. I'm like, number one, you're talking to a guy that actually cares about the person.
Yeah,
So,
as a human being.
yeah, and I love my university too. So
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys get joy in telling me that.
It's not like you were me and you're like, hey, like it would make sense if I was like, hey, that kid's trash. Nebraska doesn't want him. It's not. That was not the case.
Listen to what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I've said this before. And I don't know how it relates to wins and losses yet.
Mhm.
I don't. Fiscally
Yeah.
and expenditures and not compromising, you want coach Rule overseeing your program. You do.
Yeah.
He did a very quick tabulation of 2 years on rate of returns
Mhm.
and had to do things differently.
Yeah. He's like, that's not it.
It would be easy
Mhm.
to let it go the other way. It would be easy to let it go the other way.
For sure. Especially if you're like, hey, we've got money. Let's spend it.
Oh.
You know what's kind of funny? You bring that up after 2 years of tabulating rate of returns because I think
Juan, I don't mess with Sam's. I'm a Costco guy. I can't afford both memberships.
yeah. So I've got the Costco. My parents have the Sam. So if they like have something, we switch. We're like, hey, we'll get this for you.
That's
You get
cool.
that for us.
Hey, what's Sam? I've asked you this before. Ask your mom. What's Sam's version of Kirkland?
Oh, it's Members' Choice, I think.
Members' Choice.
Yeah, I think
Is
so.
Members' Choice greater than Kirkland's?
I don't think so.
Do I need to switch?
I think Kirkland's the GOAT in terms of in-house brands.
Yeah, I don't know enough.
Kirkland is like elite. They do good stuff.
I know their vodka is elite.
Yeah.
All 175 mils.
You got the
Is it beef hot dogs, Juan, or what are we doing?
thing looks like a baseball.
Not very much at all, Dixie. Not very much at all. Members Mark.
Members Mark.
Why do I want to say makers?
Because that's alcohol.
I don't drink it though.
I know. But that's probably like it. Members Mark, Makers Mark. They sound a lot alike. It's got the red little wax on top.
Mm.
Yeah. You kind of dip it.
Yeah. Interesting.
You know what's super funny though, before we take a break here?
T-Mac, are you a Sam's guy?
He must be. Oh, my mom says Members Mark.
She is sharp.
She's on it.
Man, I'm telling you, she gives me my mom vibes.
That's what I said. I said that a long time ago. First time I met your mom.
And I've had to talk to my mom a lot the last couple of days.
Well,
Bless her heart. All my siblings are coming in town.
Oh, that'll be fun for you.
oh my goodness.
No?
That's why I love you.
Yeah. I do miss my sisters.
No, yeah. Listen, I get there's always going to be some.
And listen, I'm the jerk of the family too, so I'm probably the one they want to be around the least. I'm like 15-minute increments.
Just short spurts.
No, I do miss my sisters though.
Yeah,
I talk to Kim the most because she's just in St. Louis, and we talk the most.
Yeah.
But Vicky and Tracy, like, I think they're both here at the same time.
That'll be good.
Yeah, I know.
Get the whole crew up.
Our stream is busy, man.
They're popping off today.
I can't.
Which I appreciate, but it is.
All right, Shane, give me anonymous MF7CJ. I believe Indy works hard and maximizes on player abilities. They're just not good enough, and that's why "don't tell me the players aren't good enough" line was so bothersome. It's brutally naive. I would agree. Here's the thing. To his point,
okay,
or her, to this person's point,
yeah.
I hadn't said one word to anybody down there. I just knew that press conference, and I told you it rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
That it rubbed me the wrong way.
So
you still have games to play.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, when I said you let yourself off the hook subconsciously when you say that, I think all year the narrative did, which is why I did everything that I could. And they're not listening to me, so who cares? But it's like you have to dispel the notion that there's some mythical number in terms of weight.
It's how you play.
Yeah.
There's not a magic number that you get to and all of a sudden you're a physical D lineman.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mindset. Like it's not just because you're 320. It's not just because you're 310. It's not just because you're 305. It's how you have to play. There are lots of big guys that look like Corleone that don't play like Corleone.
I was going to say, how many 330-pound guys you seen soft as cookies?
So,
yeah.
I almost said something stupid.
Okay.
It can very easily happen. You can be a big guy and not be tough.
We've seen it. Can I just say I understand when people are like, hey, Nebraska's just not good enough, whatever. They're good enough to be better than what we saw at times.
So that's the thing.
Like they may not
that should be a T-shirt. They may not be good enough for blank, but they're good.
But they're
enough
better
to be
than
better
this.
than this.
Yes, that's
So,
my point.
That's why I always say, what are you doing in the meantime while you're trying to win?
That's why I love Coach Rule's like, hey, we should have won 9 this year. That's on me.
Again,
because they should have won 9 this year.
Let's just look at the basketball team.
Yeah. This is not the most talented roster he's had.
Like, who are you openly picking off that roster and being like, that's the dude?
I mean, Mast probably. But if you watch that guy in like an open gym, he's not going to.
You're not picking him up.
He's not. Frager probably. Frager's probably the one where you look at like, oh, that guy's kind of freaky. Let's give him
so
a
it's
shot.
like, it's something else is going on.
100%. And that's what, somebody in the chat earlier when we were talking about the Altman-McDermott thing, they said the patience after Hoiberg kind of went through his compromises, like that's how you get to 12-0 right now, is being willing to kind of get through it and stop compromising, and you give yourself a shot.
Yeah.
And that's, again, Nebraska basketball, football, wherever, they may not be good enough. Maybe they won't be good enough to beat Michigan State in a week or so. Maybe, I don't know yet. But they are showing that they're good enough to be better than they have been. Sorry, go ahead.
So my man Jose, all to the good. He says, how do we quantify it's on me if I had $1 every time it was said? It's a thing, though.
Sure.
So I don't. It's a fair inquisition. But when you oversee so much, most of it's going to be on you.
At the end of the day, yeah.
So should he not say it? I don't know. I'm glad he does because, again, if you're looking for 3 qualities in terms of leadership, you want self-awareness, you want competitiveness, and you want work ethic.
I was going to throw accountability in there.
Well, so self-awareness is
fair. Yeah, okay.
Is
close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah, in the neighborhood.
And he possesses those things. So he has to be able to say, because you couldn't do it all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't get the body comps right, change the diet, do the training table, change academics, have more in-person classes, get the facility done, get all the right players in,
get all the NIL
staff
right,
in, get the NIL in. Like they have to do it. This is just my opinion. I think they had to do it incrementally, which is why now, and again, my opinion, where I think you hear the frustration and the pushback of this isn't a reset, this is ridiculous, we're tweaking. I think why that pisses them off so much is because they've changed so much. From travel to eating to the strength and conditioning to just the day-to-day accountability. And you can't really see those things. But when you look at the body, it's like I was talking to Foreman. And he's funny. He reminds me, MRI, he's younger. MRI reminds me a lot of Foreman because while we don't always agree initially, when we talk through it, we get there.
Yeah.
So it's very good yin and yang.
Yeah.
Jay gave me a great analogy on Saturday. We disagreed on a guy. Jay's going to end up being right. And I said, some of that I just have to process through on my own. And, he's funny. He's got all these analogies. He's like, look, man, it's like I gave you the chicken breast. I just didn't give you any seasoning. and I'm like, oh man, sometimes I got a season on my own. It's trial by error, this, that, and the other. And, I think that's part of the whole thing when you're overseeing it, where you think, because sometimes you can look at a task, and I get it. This is drawing. It drew some criticisms when he said it.
Mm-hmm.
And we can get into this, but he said, you have no idea where this program was when we got it.
Yeah.
And
so they were dead for 10 years.
Yeah. Again, my opinion, I'd have to ask him. He's not throwing those coaches under the bus. He's trying to give you perspective of where he rolled his sleeves up. And I'm looking at it like that because he chose to do it.
Yeah.
He made the decision to run into the burning building.
Mm-hmm.
He had a few different options. He made the decision. So he knows that that's part of it. I think the frustration that we heard is how we wanted to skip steps.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I get wanting to skip steps because you do look at people that have won right away or quicker.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still it's a couple more little things.
It's also, in my opinion, much easier to come in, build the house you want from scratch than it is to come into an existing house that doesn't look anything the way you want it to, gut it, and start over.
Yeah, that thing got gutted.
That's hard to do.
And he did say, listen, man, like I'm not resetting anything. I'm tweaking to keep moving the thing forward. We started with back-to-back bowl seasons. Now we got to win games and not give them away.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the next phase.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do we not give away wins?
That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla. Sam McEwen coming up next from the Omaha World Herald.
Edwards Ram and Jeep brings the Wrap Up the Year sales event to Village Point and Council Bluffs. Lease the 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn 4x4 starting at $199 a month or get $18,000 off MSRP. More to celebrate with lease deals under $200 a month. Lease the 2026 Jeep Compass Limited Altitude 4x4 starting at $169 a month or save $10,000 off MSRP. Unwrap this season's best savings at Edwards Ram and Jeep, Village Point and Council Bluffs.
What I've learned is that we can turn a lot of different places when we when we need production. And, I thought Amaya Hargrove was outstanding in the first half today when we were a little anemic outside of that offensively, but I thought she really sparked us, had 13 first half points and 6 first half rebounds. And I thought just really crashed the offensive glass, gave us some second chances, got herself to the free throw line, did the things that you need to do when you need a kind of a spark. And there's times where it's been Jess Petrie. There's been times where it's Logan Nisley. I thought Logan hit some huge shots today that kind of gave us that little cushion and that confidence that we needed. And Logan's had quarters where she had 11 points in one quarter. And, I think Britt Prince, carries our teams at times, but it's, we can turn to a lot of different places to get production. And that's something that we're excited for as we head into Big Ten play.
Imagine your first dream home and the feeling of walking inside for the first time. With Centris Federal Credit Union's First-Time Home Buyers Program, you are at the doorstep of bringing your vision to life. Welcome home. From your neighborhood mortgage experts, Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
The pitch to ETN on the edge, breaks a tackle, now weaving into space. ETN, an ankle tackle, saves the touchdown at the 3. Lawrence looking for Strange to the end zone, diving catch, touchdown Jacksonville. And off Harvey, and now a big run up the middle, breaking tackles, and R.J. Harvey on the move, down the sideline, Harvey diving for the pylon, touchdown Broncos. Lawrence will keep, Lawrence will walk in, and the Jaguars lead once more.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DBM Ravi Lulla. We are joined now by Kevin Cougler, play-by-play voice of everything. Kevin, how are we doing this morning?
I am doing wonderful. You know, the last time I was on, Ravi, I did not get to spend time with your sometime co-host, Damon Benning. So it's a pleasure. I heard he was going to be on the show today. I was excited that he was making his monthly appearance. So this is kind of fun for me.
Oh, shoot. Picking up right where you... At least you text, talk, and tweet and interview the same, right? Just... You're very, very, very consistent with me. So
I have to be consistent, and when I come on January 19th, when you do your one show that month, I will. I'll look forward to saying the same thing.
Wow. The only guy that really gives me pause on if he really does like me or not. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. What, are you back yet?
Oh no, I have basketball tonight because why wouldn't I?
What's tonight?
Tonight is former Syracuse shooter Jerry McNamara's Siena squad taking on Indiana. I'm on my way right now, currently driving to Bloomington, Indiana. It's like Bizarro, Nebraska, where you have a basketball school that's going through a reset, but their football program is a power now. And you have in Nebraska a football program that's going through yet another reset. Sorry, Matt Rule. And a basketball program that's a national power. So who knows? I don't know where I am or what I'm doing, but I do know that it's a very strange world when I look at those two schools.
I'm going to get to the Denver Jayville in a sec because every week I ask the same question about Jacksonville. But I'm a huge D-Rock guy. We both of us go back a ways with him. When you look at kind of their start, are you thinking is that what you expected with the quick turnaround? Obviously, he was a hot commodity, and he gets to bring now healthy son with him. Or did you see this coming?
I think it's to be expected, to be real honest with you. It's a team that's going to live and die by the 3, but he's got to get his own people in there to be able to shoot the 3. And I think when you live and die by the 3 and you're in a first-year program and you're trying to figure it out, you're going to have fits and starts. And I think that's what they've had. They've just had some uneven performances to be expected. I think the program was in such a position that for once, I think you can say you're going to see some grace given. And look, football distracts from basketball all of a sudden at Indiana, which is probably a good thing for a first-year coach building a program, is that you don't have to worry about the same kind of Indiana heat in your first year that coaches have gotten, like Coach Miller and Coach Crean and everybody else who's come through there. So I really do think it's a perfect time for D-Rock. And like you, I am a big fan. I think he's going to do a tremendous job here. I think he's a perfect fit for this program. I just think that Indiana, and it's hard to be patient when you're a blue blood. I get that. But you're going to have to be patient here. It's quicker to build now. It's also quicker to fall apart. I think it'll take a little bit of time to get this thing rolling, but I think he's going to be the one who gets it done.
One of the rare voices we don't have to reintroduce. It's Kevin Cougler joining us
But you did anyway, and I
know.
appreciate that because I get paid by the name mentioned. So thank you for that. I look forward to my check.
Well, in
Is
spite
it
of
the same as it usually is?
yes, in spite of the outcome over these past 20 years, you did teach me a little bit about reintroducing guests.
Reset, baby. I love it.
Thank you. Let me go back to yesterday. Let me go back to yesterday because
yes,
you've seen both teams live, and I don't know if you saw this with Cohen. I don't know if you saw it coming with Ben Johnson, but when you look at where each of those teams started, what's your level? Let's start with Jacksonville because you just had them. What's your level of surprise that they're where they're at with this win streak?
I am not at all, and I know it's going to sound silly to say that, but we had Tampa Bay last year in game 1 of the season. I mean, and then we had him again in game 2. So I got Liam Cohen back-to-back weeks to start his OC career at Tampa Bay. And I walked away from each of those meetings, and so did Gerald Johnson, and my partner. We walked away and blown away by this guy. I mean, organized, sharp, ready to go. And I think Jacksonville was in a position where they were a bit anxious. I mean, we remember how this all happened. Liam Cohen negotiated a contract with Tampa Bay, became the highest paid OC, and then ended up going away to go to join Jacksonville as the head coach. And Shad Khan, the owner of the Jaguars in the offseason, basically just said, all right, football people are about to take over football. This is what we're doing. Football people are going to run football now. So you've got Tony Baselli, who's a good friend. He's in the front office now with this group. And this is a group that has one voice. It's Liam Cohen's. Everything stems from that office. Everything stems from that coach. And they have completely bought in. And you can see it. Trevor Lawrence is more confident, more sure, more adept at this position than he's been at any point in the NFL. And remember, he started with Urban Meyer, so it was hard for him to find any traction. It was uneven to start. He's had moments, and then he's fallen, and he's had moments, and he's fallen. I don't think you're going to see that uneven play. He's going to have good games and bad. Every quarterback does. But I think he's going to be a much more even quarterback over the next several years, and I attribute that to Liam Cohen. I think this guy is fantastic, and I think he's going to make the Jaguars a much better franchise, and he already has. I mean, that's a big-time win yesterday. Denver's good, and that place was rocking. It was a playoff atmosphere, and they went in there in the second half, just deflated that entire balloon.
So this is interesting because Harvey was my Rookie of the Year pick in the preseason. When you watch where Denver is and what Jacksonville was able to do, you think that was more on Jacksonville's doing than it was that, this is kind of what could hold Denver back?
I think it's probably a little bit of both, to be honest with you. I was surprised by how strong Jacksonville's defense was yesterday and really limiting what Denver was able to do. That got me a little bit by surprise because, quite honestly, I haven't seen that kind of consistency from Jacksonville's defense throughout the season. I thought they were really good yesterday, especially in the second half when everything obviously turned. I will say, though, that as this run game goes, that is how Denver goes. When they've been at their best, it was pre the injury to J.K. Dobbins. When he got hurt, that really changed a lot that this team wanted to do. And I'm not sure if they're going to be able to generate that same kind of run game without the combo of Dobbins and Harvey. It's something like 40 yards per game difference, pre-injury, post-injury. That's a big thing to overcome in the midst of a season. Now, that's something you can adjust next year, and you'll get Dobbins back if you want him and he's healthy and you want to sign him to a deal. But I love R.J. Harvey. I'm with you. I think R.J. Harvey is a stud. I thought he was tremendous in the second half yesterday. I thought, this was a guy we weren't sure was going to play after the rib injury in the fourth quarter against Green Bay the week before. Not only did he play, he played tough. That run, you played the highlight, that touchdown run was spectacular. He was really, really good. I just think without that 1-2 punch, that run game has suffered. You put a lot more on the shoulders of Bo Nix. And look, outside of Cortland Sutton, you don't really have a go-to guy that you look at and say, that's a bona fide number one wide receiver for the Broncos. So Bo's got to do what Bo's got to do, and he doesn't really have a whole ton of big-time weapons around him. With the acquisition of Jacoby Myers, the Jags have more weapons from an offensive standpoint at the receiver position than do the Broncos right now.
Kevin, speaking of the Jaguars, and DB mentioned the Bears earlier, Who are you more surprised by, given kind of their history of franchise dysfunction, that they've been able to figure it out this year?
As far as the Bears or the Jaguars?
Yes.
I would say probably the Bears, although I shouldn't be, because I love Ben Johnson. He was another guy that we had several times with Detroit, and he was one of those guys you walked out of the room. But it is one of those franchises that you have become accustomed to seeing do the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so it takes a minute for your brain to wrap around the fact that they did the right thing. They got the right guy. And again, he had the quarterback in place who was starving for someone to coach him in Caleb Williams, and is responding to that coaching. I mean, that Saturday night game was one of the best football games you're ever going to watch in a regular season. It was
gutsy
dramatic
and opportunistic and all the adjectives, right?
It did. It had everything. And you can, I mean, and yes, you know this, you got to have a little bit of luck in this league.
I agree. I agree with you.
You cannot just go out there and be like, well, we're just better than you every day, because the margin is so thin. Yeah. The margin, it means every one of these dudes is the best dude or one of the best dudes from their college team. The margin is so thin at that level. You've got to have a little bit of luck, and the Bears had a little bit of luck. And look, the Broncos have had a little bit of luck this year. They didn't get to 12-2 before yesterday with everything going smoothly. They didn't win 11 in a row, and it was easy. I mean, that Giants game required some luck to pull that off. That's not a disparaging comment about anybody. It's just the reality of the situation. But to your question, Ravi, I would say I'm still a little bit more surprised by the Bears. Remember, the Jags were in the playoffs just a couple of years ago, and you thought with Trevor Lawrence that was a team that was going to start rolling. They obviously didn't, but I really do like what they have now. I think they're building this thing the right way, but I am more surprised by the Bears, and also in part because of the division the Bears play in. It's a much tougher grind to get to the top of that division than it is the AFC South.
You know, I like the mental and kind of the behavior stuff with sports. One of the things you hear about both Cohen and Ben Johnson is a lot like McVay, where the ownership group, when they entered the building, it wasn't just, hey, I'm a smart guy. They brought like a culture and a style with them that the building embrace, right? The difference between like Nagy or some of these other offensive guys that, or, you know, down in Miami, right? I don't have to tell you. The building bought into their mindset too. What is it about those two guys' deliveries when you sat down and talked with them that you thought was portable for, organization-wide philosophy?
They relate to everybody. And I think that today's coach has to be able to relate better on an interpersonal level than Bill Belichick had to with his guys. Bill Belichick didn't have to be warm and fuzzy with his guys. And look, I don't think Liam Cohen is warm and fuzzy, but I think he relates. We talked to Devin Lloyd, and he walked us through when Liam got there. He basically came into every room and broke down what that room's responsibility was and what he saw from them and what he needed from them. Offense, defense, special teams, linebackers.
Non-negotiables.
I mean, non-negotiable. This is the standard that we have. This is what we're going to do. And they don't care. You look up and down their roster, undrafted free agent, undrafted free agent, undrafted free agent. They have several guys on their two deep on defense that are undrafted free agents. Why? Because they don't care where you came from. If you don't buy in to how they want to play, you're gone. And that's the standard that they have set. And the ownership of the Jaguars is now allowing this to happen. You know, there's so much you got to win right now. You can't do that in this league necessarily. Liam Cohen has come in and said, this is the standard. It's nice that we're winning right now, but the standard's not going to deviate from year 1 to year 2 to year 3. It's a really impressive plan that he's put together. And look, we showed this on the air. The deconstruction of this franchise.
That was actually
cool. It was so in our conversation, real briefly, we were talking with him about Trevor Lawrence, and he said we broke him all the way down, and he said we changed his stance. His entire career, he was right foot forward in the gun. So he's standing in the shotgun. His right foot is forward. When you think of a guy standing in the stance, think of his right foot forward. We changed him to left foot forward, which sounds so minor, but think about your golf swing. Think about baseball. that's a major change. Your whole lean is different that way. Trevor told us he had to spend thousands of snaps in the spring and summer just to get that right. But there was a purpose to it because it allowed him to be more in timing with his routes and rhythms with the receivers. So he thought he was too fast. And so this gives him like think of a batter in the batter's box that he takes the little step and stomps before he gets into his swing. This is the timing step that they've added for Trevor Lawrence, so his timing is more in sync with his wide receivers. It's the minute details that they brought into this program. We showed last year to this year, and it's fascinating. Now, he's been bit by the drop bug, but if he only had half of the drops that they've had caught, his completion percentage would be somewhere north of 63% this year. The goal is 70%. But the drops have killed him, but the timing hasn't. I thought that was a fascinating thing. I had a whole conversation with our whole crew on Saturday, like, I don't know what we're going to do in this broadcast, but we've got to get this in because I think this just epitomizes what this program and this franchise wants to be.
You've done this a long time. You know what good teams look like. This is a little bit of a different year in terms of consistency at the top. How important do you think a bye will be if you can't see a team, or can you see multiple teams winning 3 games in a row?
I think the bye's big this year because I don't think there's a great team. So I think the fewer games you have to put your team out there for, the better you are. I think that's why in Week 18, if you see teams still having to play for a bye, that game's going to mean a lot more than it normally would have. Maybe you'd be like, well, we're in the playoffs. We'll play our guys for a half, and if we don't get it, we don't get it. I think it's going to be so significant this year to claim that number 1 seed and get the bye. That's why that loss by Denver really hurt them yesterday, because it kind of takes them out of the driver's seat of that now. If the Chargers win both games, the Chargers win the division. The Broncos are knocked all the way from what looked like the presumptive number 1 seed to a wild card spot in the playoffs. I think that's a significant disadvantage for any team, especially teams with young quarterbacks, but a significant disadvantage for teams in this version of the playoffs, because I think there's a lot of teams that are good. I don't know that I've seen a great team. You see flashes of greatness, and maybe a team can put that all together for 2 games, maybe 3. But if you expect a team to go wild card round, divisional round, championship round, Super Bowl, I think that's going to be really tough this year.
If they're healthy and they're playing on all cylinders, how close are the Chargers to being the best team in the AFC? Or are they in the discussion?
They're absolutely in the discussion because of Justin Herbert. First off, he's phenomenal. The way their defense has played lately, Damon, that's the thing that has surprised me a little bit about the Chargers. I think that defense is getting better and better. And I mean, look around the AFC. Who are the teams that are doing a lot of the winning right now? Denver, great defense, a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Houston, maybe the best defense in the game, and then that helps their young quarterback. And as the Chargers have gotten better, the defense has started to rise. Now, I want to see a little more consistency from the Chargers. That's the one thing that has puzzled me with them this year, is that one game you watch them, you think, oh, and then the next game you watch them and go, ooh. I mean, and that's what I'm wanting to see from Los Angeles, is give me that consistent week in and week out performance. And that Week 18 game in Denver is fascinating to me. I think that's going to have a lot on the line. And I mean, if I were sitting here right now saying what game is going to be the Sunday night game and the final game of the regular season, I would put my money on Chargers Broncos right now. I think that game has the potential to be for a whole lot. And you know they're going to want that story on Sunday night ahead of Carolina Tampa Bay. I mean, it's a more attractive game for a national audience with Los Angeles, with Sean Payton, with Harbaugh, with all that stuff. I mean, you can create all kinds of drama for a Sunday night game.
Kevin, speaking of some teams that make you go, oh, and then other times that make you go, eh, how are we feeling about the Philadelphia Eagles these days?
Another one of those teams. That's a very good poll there to say I mean, I don't know. I mean, and again, tell me who's good in the NFC. I don't think that. I mean, the Eagles benefit this year from being in that division. That's not a very good division. I mean, I think we have mutual friends who watch the Cowboys on the regular, and they don't do well with that defense, and I don't blame them. That defense has been rough to watch, and the Washington Commanders have fallen off precipitously. So it's a pretty favorable division to get finally a back-to-back champion in the NFC East. I don't love that Eagles team this year. Now, that said, they know how to win when they get into the postseason. So it could be one of those situations like we saw from Kansas City for a couple of years where the Chiefs kind of fiddled around during the regular season, then they got to the playoffs and went, oh, yeah, that's right, that's how we win in the playoffs. But I do think there are more flaws with this Eagles team than those Chiefs teams that I thought at times basically just experimented in the regular season before they got to the postseason. I don't feel that way with the Eagles. I think the Eagles have some concerns. It's just a matter of can they pull it all together when they get to the postseason.
Health and A game. Who's the best team in the NFC West?
Health and A game. If you're giving me full health, I'd probably say San Francisco. I don't know that they are going to be full health. And here's the thing. I think the NFC West is such a well-coached division. Yeah. I mean, McDonald is another tremendous young coach. And he approaches it so differently than everybody else, coming at it from a high school standpoint. I took a job at KPMG. I was getting out of coaching completely before he banged on the door and got an internship with the Ravens. So he's a story you can love. I think he's fantastic as a coach. I think Shanahan is still just a genius offensively. I think if it comes down to scheming, I put my money on Shanahan. And then Sean McVay, again, another fantastic coach with a quarterback who's playing out of his mind at an age he probably shouldn't be playing this well at. But I love the San Francisco. And again, you're giving me full health, so I've got Fred Warner, and that's not going to happen. So that's why I put that caveat on there. I don't get Fred Warner back because they're not going to get Fred Warner back. But if you're giving me full health, I take their roster. If you're giving me the current situation as it stands, I still think the Rams are the team to beat out of that division.
So excuse me, Kevin, you brought up a couple guys there
he choked you up over saying
you did. I was just imagining a full health San Francisco team for the first time in years, and I got a little emotional there.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. It'd be emotional for the San Francisco fans too.
It'd be incredible. I mean, it hasn't happened since Dre Greenlaw ran off the sideline and popped an Achilles. But you mentioned a couple guys, McDonald, you mentioned McVay. We were talking about Cohen and Ben Johnson earlier, and I'm fascinated because you get sort of peeks into these guys' personalities that most of us don't, right? Cool. And I'm curious, is it something when you're talking about you can kind of see this and that? Is it something you see in real time where you're like, oh, that guy's probably going to be a great OC, but maybe doesn't have the personality to do certain things? Or can you see it in real time, or is it looking back in retrospect, you're like, oh yeah, Cohen was kind of different?
No, we saw it with Cohen in real time. We saw it with Ben Johnson in real time. Now, a lot of people saw it with Ben Johnson.
Sure.
So I think that was one that was, you could sort of be biased by the outside noise. There wasn't a lot of Liam Cohen talk. And he was one of those guys that we walked away from in that very first game of last year and said, oh, he's somebody to really keep an eye on. He's somebody that's going to be an interesting guy to watch over the years. And sure enough, he is. I mean, it happened quicker than I thought it would, but it happened quickly, and that does not surprise me at all. And yeah, we do. We sit down with these offensive coordinators. We sit down with these coaches, and you walk away, and sometimes, and I'll say this, there have been coaches I've talked to, I'm like, oh, man, that guy's great, and 5 minutes later he's fired. So don't ask me to evaluate things. I'm not great at that. I evaluate guys who are, I enjoy their personalities. I enjoy the grasp that they have on their team. I enjoy talking to them about their process. I mean, the process to me is the more interesting thing in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. What's your process for doing this? Like the Liam Cohen thing with the footwork of Trevor Lawrence. I find that stuff, and it's minutia, and some people are like, what is this? This is stupid. I think it's really interesting because I think it goes to the level of detail you have to be a successful coach in this league, because you're always looking for that tiny little edge that can give you that little sliver of something against a team where the margin for talent error is just, it's so thin. So I really love that kind of stuff. And I'm telling you right now, we are approaching almost, I'm going to say it, we're in a pretty good era for head coaches right now. Young head coaches in this league, whether it's defensive coaches like D'Amico Ryans, Mike McDonald, who's sort of a hybrid offensive defensive coach, Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson, I mean, Mike Tomlin, who never seems to lose and never seems to age and always seems to have a winning team. I mean, put him in the mix as great coaches in this league. But, I mean, the NFC West, we just named 3 tremendous coaches in that division. Harbaugh's still getting it done in the AFC West. Andy Reid's not young, but Andy Reid, I'm not going to count him out until he's done. And I look around this league right now, and the head coaching is so good right now. And there are so many good young coaches coming up. What a fun time to watch the NFL.
Yeah, Tomlin's still only 53.
Yeah.
Which, you know, you think of Sean McVay being around for decades, and he's still one of the 10 youngest coaches, I think, in the National Football League.
So let me ask you something, because you're a diehard Dolphins guy. What did McDaniel do wrong in your opinion? All the time, the sit downs versus kind of what you see. What was the difference between some of these young phenoms and a guy like Mike McDaniel? Or does he just need a reset, maybe?
I think a reset is what he needs. Look, he built his entire offense around Tua, and Tua was not able to consistently be there for that offense. So if you've built your entire, like, for example, if I build my entire radio program on Damon Benning, who can't be there sometimes, and that's hard to build an entire program around a guy who's there once a month. Well, it's the same thing with Tua. If he's not there on a consistent basis, that offense doesn't work, and I think that's what's hurt Coach McDaniel. I like him. I think he's a really sharp offensive guy. I like the quirkiness of him. I don't know why I would relate to somebody who's a little bit quirky, but anyway, I relate to him, and I really enjoy that. And I do think there's another page in the book of Mike McDaniel that I think is a very successful page. I don't know if it's at Miami or somewhere else, but I do know that, and again, that's no fault of Tua's. He just has not been able to consistently remain in that lineup. And if you've built your entire offense around one guy and that one guy can't be there, well, that becomes really tough.
Is there, and you don't have to throw anybody on the bus here or anything, but McDaniel kind of got me thinking, because he comes off like a kind of a strange guy, right? But obviously, at least during certain times, has resonated with that team. Otherwise, they probably would not have won 6 games this year. Has there been a guy where you were sort of surprised that they were able to relate to their team as well as they did?
Well, I mean, I've always been surprised that Bill Belichick was able to relate to his team as well as he did. I mean, and winning cures a lot of that, but that is not a guy that I've ever come across and thought, boy, what a warm and fuzzy guy. But for the time that he coached, it was probably a very effective thing. I just think you have is Sean Payton a warm and fuzzy guy? I don't know. I mean, I've chatted with him, obviously, but not to the level of, I have a great feel for your personality. He's just a different dude. He's a different cat. He loves to be in the lab for 3 hours trying to find one extra third down player, one more red zone angle that he can run. That's his passion. And it's a great passion to have if you're a coach in the National Football League. You know, it's not so great if you're driving a garbage truck, but if you're a coach in the league and you want to spend 3 hours working on red zone, knock yourself out. It's always interesting to me that the new generation of coach has to be able to adapt to the way the current players are. And I think sometimes it's more difficult than others to do that. Sean Payton clearly is not having that problem. He's got a 12-3 football team. But there are others over the years that I would think, I don't know how Bill Belichick relates on a one-on-one level. Maybe he's great. In the media, he's not. And that's something that, that's the only thing I have to go on is by how he is publicly versus how he is privately.
As you get ready to transition, at least as much as you can without the NFL being done, to college basketball, is it tougher with all the young phenoms and the high quality of play so far out of the gates when you transition from a preparation standpoint? I mean, it's a lot of young, good studs in college basketball, and everybody's always changing addresses.
Yeah, no, and I like it. I think it's fun. I mean, the initial thing is you got to figure out who's where and what they do and who they are. But once you figure it out, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I think college basketball is in a really good spot right now. I don't think the situation is sustainable long term, but I do think that where we are today with rosters, we've sort of flipped the script. The mid-majors used to have the theory of get old, stay old, and you could compete in your third year with a roster. Now the majors are getting old, but the old comes from stealing somebody else's developing players and making them old by virtue of they're a junior on your roster in a first year. So I do I do think the level of play in college basketball this year has been good. I think it's going to be really good once we fully get into conference play, and I'm excited to see it. I look around the league at the conferences I cover. I get to spend a little more time in the Big 12 this year, which is kind of exciting for me. And so I've already been over to see Iowa State, and I think Iowa State's a very talented squad. And I think TJ Otzelberger's just an outstanding coach. I don't know how good the Big East is this year. I feel like it's not as good as it's been in years past, which gives Creighton a chance to figure out who it is. And I think we've seen that over the last couple of games that, surprisingly, and this will shock everybody who's watched Creighton, and I say that tongue in cheek, Mac's going to figure this thing out because he always does. And it looks like he's starting to with this roster, and that surprises me not at all. And then, of course, once Nebraska wins the Big Ten this year, it's going to be interesting to see who finishes second behind the Huskers. And I think it's probably, you've got Michigan State in the mix, you've got Purdue in the mix. Michigan looks like the second best team behind Nebraska, but you know what? It'll be nice to see when those two teams meet. That's probably for the Big Ten championship.
I'm detecting a note of sarcasm here.
The Huskers are unbeaten. They're a top 15 team. How dare you accuse me of sarcasm?
And who's not living their best? Who doesn't want to be KP right now? Doing the Husker broadcast. That guy's got to be living his best life, doesn't he?
That's a loaded question. Who doesn't want to be KP right now? I mean, come on. That's a loaded question. I love KP, but I don't want to be KP. Nobody wants to be KP. Can you imagine what's going on in that brain most of the time? It's a lot of bangaranging. I mean, there's a lot of bangaranging going on up there, and there is one KP, and that is the only way it should be. He is the absolute legend, and I don't want to ever. No, I don't want to be KP. He gets to be KP.
Have you ever felt?
Push it up. God!
That was unbelievable.
Have you ever felt like you were going to pass out during a call, Kevin?
Between KP and my man JB this year, it's been quite a season for radio broadcasts in the state of Nebraska. I have thoroughly enjoyed everything that's happened this year.
The one thing, I like a lot of things about Bish. One of the things I love is he knows his thing is officiating. My man has leaned all the way in to officiating. And now I just think it's hilarious. This isn't a bit. He truly thinks this sucks.
I wish I could tell you that this is somehow different from when John and I hung out in college, but it's not at all. I mean, I'm always surprised that at one point in the middle of my wedding, when he was standing there as my best man, he didn't just go, "That's horse crap." No.
He didn't like the officiating. That's not how the fouls go. That's not how the fouls go.
It was my wife's uncle Jerry that was officiating because we got married twice. Long story, but he was officiating the night session, and I'm really surprised that either the day session or the night session, Bishop didn't just scream at somebody, "You're doing a terrible job officiating this wedding," and it would have been it would have not surprised me in any way, shape, or form. Look, I love John Bishop. He's one of he's my guy, and he's been my guy for decades and decades.
It's all right, Kevin. DB and I have both been married twice too. So
I was married twice to the same woman.
It
was a Catholic thing.
Been around.
It was a Catholic thing. I didn't. But you know what? I do appreciate, Ravi, that bus that you were piloting right there, just right over Damon Benning. I mean, as someone who's occasionally been on that transportation route, I appreciate that.
Oh Lord.
Well, I like you were talking about with John Bishop and how that's really who he is. I think DB can attest. I really am this big of a jerk off the air as well.
He's a douchebag all the time, Kevin. No worries about that.
That's one of the reasons I like him. I mean, he's honest. He knows who he is. He's like Liam Cohen. He knows who he is, and he's not afraid of it. And he calls balls and strikes. And if Damon's been married twice, he's going to mention that Damon's been married twice. So be it.
Thanks, Kevin. Safe travels to Bloomington. Give D-Rock my best.
I'll tell D-Rock about your two marriages. He'll be excited about it too.
Jeez. Nice walk off. See you, buddy.
Appreciate it, Kugler.
Bye.
Love that guy. He's something else.
That is Kevin Cougler.
Can you believe I think we're friends?
Oh, I think so. I think that's safe to say. Yeah. I wanted to ask, but I forgot to. Between November 1st and Probably middle of March. I'm wondering how many days off that man has.
Not many.
Certainly not any consecutive.
No, because he's going from Denver to Bloomington. And I think he's got another. I think he has a game or two this week before football.
If you count,
you know what I forgot to ask him is the flex schedule.
Oh yeah.
Damn it!
I don't think Netflix is flexing. I think they're stuck.
They can. I know that Christmas is locked.
Yeah,
they've got to be.
They're stuck.
Oh, who's Kansas? Can you look at that Kansas City game?
You can say it out loud. It sucks.
How about Dallas and what? Like, who's playing?
Who's watching that?
I don't know. Will they still outdraw the NBA?
Probably because it's football.
With Netflix?
I think so. I
mean, maybe.
I think the NFL would have to do, like, I don't know what the NFL would have to do to not outdraw the NBA. They'd have to, like, I think the London games outdraw the NBA. I know it's not head-to-head, but.
Yeah, it's two pretty bad games, though.
Two pretty bad games, yeah. And, you know,
can you imagine the quarterback play for Kansas City?
Ooh, who's left?
Like,
who's next?
I don't know.
Like, how do you blow 2 ACLs in consecutive weeks?
Ain't good.
That's like, what are we doing?
You know, I'm glad he said something about the staying old thing in college, because that's kind of a misnomer.
Yeah.
Remember how we cried and whined, oh, the college game is down and one and dones are ruining it. Like, that's such an old man take. Now, if you look around at the teams that are winning, now, granted, there's a ton of good freshmen, but the last couple, like, these are old, mature, experienced basketball teams.
You want to know the dirty little secret? I think there's been one and done team ever to win the title.
Was that Jabari Parker? No,
it was Kentucky.
Was it?
Anthony Davis Kentucky team.
Yeah, where he was the MVP in 11 with like 11, 9, and 8 stat sheet.
Yeah. I think, if I remember right, I'm about to look it up right now. I think that's the one that was like primarily one and done team. There's been some teams that have like one guy.
I mean, Florida's backcourt combined had been in college like 37 years last year in the rotation.
All those guys were 25.
Like it's like an old mature game with the sprinkled in young guys.
And it has been for a while. Like it has been for a while.
It's the one and dones are ruining the game, and it's like, are you watching basketball?
They're not. They're almost certainly not. It is.
I mean, just look in the Big Ten.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at the teams that are good in the Big Ten. Michigan, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Michigan State.
Did you watch Michigan yesterday?
Purdue.
Yeah, they look like the Globetrotters sometimes.
Yeah.
I think they touched 90, didn't they?
Oh, what was the final on that one?
It was like 90-50 or 90-60.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like, they drub everybody.
Florida, you mentioned.
Old.
UConn.
Old.
Kansas.
Older. That team shouldn't have won. That
shouldn't have won.
Golly, that's weird. I forgot about them.
Yeah. Baylor.
Old.
Virginia.
Old.
Villanova.
Dude, that was the guy bunch, wasn't it?
That was the
Jerome,
it was Kyle Guy. It was DeAndre Hunter was a sophomore. You had Ty Jerome. You had
they were old.
Yeah, that was an old bunch. Villanova.
Old.
North Carolina. 17. Older. Villanova.
God, that is a misnomer.
Yeah, like it doesn't. I mean, the weird 2014 UConn team was old. 2015 Duke is probably the other one that's closest. That might have been Jabari Parker. That might have been your Jabari Parker squad, if I'm remembering right. But here, look at this. Okay.
What's that? Oh.
Jabari Parker's on that team. He's a freshman.
Yeah.
He was the only freshman.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Semi Ojeleye, Rodney Hood, Josh Hairston, Andre Dawkins. Those are your guys.
Like, they weren't even
senior, redshirt senior, redshirt sophomore. You have one freshman.
Yeah.
You have one freshman. That's not how it's been. The teams that win at the highest level, 2013 Louisville, Peyton Siva, that's that team. Old.
He was
2012.
How long had he been in college? About 36 years, maybe?
2012 Kentucky is the one outlier. That is the only one that has had multiple one and done guys. I'm almost positive.
There's some good college basketball. Did you watch Houston yesterday?
Mm-hmm. I like Houston's good.
God, they're good.
Houston's really good. I like Kelvin Sampson a lot.
Who's better, them or Iowa State? You talk about physicality.
Yeah, both of them give me nightmares.
You better be able to match that. And BYU's there too.
And
you're waiting on a healthy Kansas?
think. Are you going to fight me if I take BYU over both of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I probably would.
Okay.
I can't look at BYU and say, they're a better team than Houston. And we watched what Iowa State did at Mackey.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay.
I mean, I get the Debanza fog.
I think so. When I have a hard time when I agree, like as a team, top to bottom, they're both better.
I could just see Houston pushing BYU around.
Yeah, I just have a hard time when I know.
And that's not to say BYU doesn't play with some physicality, because they do have good size.
I just have a hard time when I know the best player is on the other guy's team. Like I struggle with that, and I don't think there's like an enormous gap for the rest of the roster.
Back to the Hurricanes football.
I mean, yeah, kind of, but
that was not. It was an exciting game. That was not a well-played game.
No, I get that, but it was better played in the second half than it was in the first half. First half was very
giving
ugly.
Me Cardinals Steelers Super Bowl, guys. That game sucked until like the last 9 minutes. That was a horrible game.
I didn't know you back then, so I don't feel bad saying this. I was definitely rooting for the Cardinals.
Oh, I'm sure.
I wanted, so there's a couple reasons. I always really liked Larry Fitzgerald. Loved Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
And I was a big Anquan Bolden guy.
Oh, I like Bolden.
Loved Anquan Bolden.
I like Bolden.
So I was like, man, it would be cool if Fitzgerald broke through. And he had that long touchdown near the end there. That was like, I think that was the one that gave him the lead before. Like that was, I don't know. Bolden and Fitzgerald also both balled out in that game. So like that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. You won. What do you care?
Exactly. Big Santonio Holmes guy.
I would say it's maybe one of the best. That might be one of the best throws in history.
Yeah.
Like full stop. Like I was gonna put a qualifier on it. That might be one of the best throws in history. Like when you add context and like that might be one of the best throws in history. I still don't know how it got there.
Again, historically, and I like him. I don't love him.
Big Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is grossly underappreciated historically.
Yeah, I mean, I think
it was great.
He was. Yeah. I mean, I know Amazing Daniel always gives me a hard time because I never put him in the category he wants me to, but he's very good.
You lowball him?
Not as much as some people, but I think
he gets skipped over in his era.
For sure. I think people.
Dang, Michigan hit 100?
I think people would put.
So it must have been 100 to 60.
I think people would.
Michigan is sensational.
I think a lot of people would put like Phillip Rivers ahead of him. I wouldn't do that.
No one puts Phillip Rivers ahead of Roethlisberger. That has any sense.
I would say a lot of national people do.
Fudge.
They're like, oh, Phillip Rivers did this. It's like, well, he didn't though. I think they look at him as like, oh, a better player of the position sometimes, and I'm like, I don't know.
That's a good point. I almost said Dan. Roethlisberger can make the throw, and the receiver gets the MVP. Exactly.
I didn't want to be able to say Warner was better than Big Ben. I don't like.
Hey, by the way, St. Louis Jordan has a bone to pick with your Red Sox for pillaging his.
No, I really appreciate it. Thank you, Sonny Gray and Contreras. Like, needed a first baseman. I love you. Appreciate you. Speaking of a reset, that's what your Cardinals are in. It's fine. It's cool.
This is gonna be fascinating to watch. I wouldn't say never. I haven't seen the Cardinals be bad.
Yeah.
In a long time.
But it's sort of. It seems like the last couple of years they were sort of trying to figure it out and couldn't, and now they're just like, all right, we got to start over. Like it seemed like they couldn't retool on the fly like they normally do.
Yeah. Am I gonna have to learn to like that song that they played in Lincoln for Diaz?
Oh yeah, 100%.
No,
Timmy Trumpet, that's your guy now.
I know.
Jose Bueno knows this one. Big Timmy Trumpet guy?
No.
Listen, you're going to be blaring it in your car as soon as they win another World Series. You'll just be like, ba-da-da-da-da. Did you know your plucky underdog Dodgers are only $169 million into the luxury tax?
That's a record. Hey, you should be happy. They supplement the rest of the league.
You gotta understand.
I'm actually just jealous because the
the scary thing is they were supposed to have had closers this year, and their bullpen was trash. So arguably the worst in baseball.
That's sort of
almost 30 blown saves in the regular season.
I know that, and also the year before that they ran out of starters in the playoffs.
Yeah, they were bullpen. No, I don't want to get.
They did bullpen by committee in the World Series.
Schaefer started.
I will say it is hilarious to spend that much money and still have that big of glaring holes on 2 consecutive teams. It's like, you want to talk about fiscal.
They can't keep anybody healthy.
You want to talk about fiscal savvy with our guy Rule a little bit. It's like, hey, Dodgers, like maybe spend a little wiser here.
But are you vibing with me though with the fiscal with Nebraska?
You brought this up with him auditing after 2 years. I feel like Nebraska's doing the thing I was asking NFL teams to do in the offseason.
Oh, about paying quarterbacks like you don't have to?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. You had several show in a row meltdowns over that.
Where it's like,
I think it's awesome.
I still think I'm right, by the way. Shocking, I know. But it really seems like Nebraska's like, hey, we paid the quarterback. It didn't get us where we wanted to go. We didn't get the results we wanted. So let's try it a different way. And it seems like, I don't know if this is true, if you believe some of the reporting that some of the recruiting sites are on, that they're going to go with TJ and a couple guys to bring in for competition and probably spend half of what they were paying Dylan and use that other money to get every single lineman from South Carolina and Georgia Tech.
And one of the guys I want him to get, I mean, it's predicated on him having a chance to win.
Yeah, absolutely.
I told him, I said, Coach Rule, he gave me the best exact analogy. I was like, he only has X amount of years left. He really wants to win. Like, this is a big deal. If you can convince him, this standard, and he's like, bro, that would be like me going on a date and trying to convince somebody that I drive a Corvette when I don't. I can only be me. I was like, good point.
Maybe it makes people click on more things. I don't know.
Good point.
It'd be like me going to somebody and be like, no, I'm actually a really, really nice person. I'm not sarcastic at all.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Might get you through the night, but then all of a sudden
They'd
you
be
gotta
like,
wait a minute.
We've met you before. That's not.
But I'm just saying, like, how good does the infrastructure have to be right now to get a guy like Barney to stay?
Oh, yeah.
Because it ain't going to be money.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely people that will likely would pay Barney more than he's
100%
going to get paid here.
Did you just see Cole's deal?
Yep.
All right, then.
I mean, that's a name that's
Alex.
That's a name that's been out there. I think that's
because of us.
Well, yeah.
Or should I say because of you?
What'd I do?
Fudge. Sucker.
What'd I do?
I still love you.
I just, go down lists of possible people and I say, that seems interesting. That's what I do.
I feel like choking you.
I only use publicly available information because I don't have any other connects, DB.
No, that's ridiculous.
It's
ridiculous. I've never heard the term.
I hate this guy.
You can look at my phone. Nobody texts me. Not about anything cool. That's like
chance. I know you guys want to tweet that out.
I think.
Listen, can I fake be mad at Kugler?
Yes.
Thank you.
You can try.
Well, I had a bad run of scheduling conflicts.
Yeah.
I'm here a fair amount, especially for what I do.
Yeah, I think so. Listen, I've never complained about it, have I?
I did hit a bad run though.
So I'm tweaking.
There's like
tweaking.
There's a couple times.
Every time I hear tweaking, I just think of something different.
So I'm tweaking.
I think about that episode where we discussed all the ways you can do meth.
That was TK. That wasn't me. By the way, we got into meth in my stop class.
Yeah.
Man, I know all the classifications.
Into the discussion of it, right? Not like.
I have no thoughts.
Okay. Yeah. I know a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I know more now because TK let us know.
Like that, like. Ugh.
So do you know how many stops now are made that are like DUDs and that aren't alcohol related?
Oh. So now they're like driving under
some other influence?
The influence of something else?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's crazy. What is it?
30%.
Well, that's a lot.
It's high.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be high while you're driving. Don't do that.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea, guys.
I was fascinated. I would pick to hang out with that guy.
The instructor?
Yeah. I would go up during breaks. Everybody else would leave to go smoke or go pee. And I said, hey, I hate to keep coming up to the podium. He's like, oh, God, what do you want now? I'm like, shoot, man, I don't have any adult friends. I mean, barely.
I'm right here.
I know. I see you every day. That doesn't count.
I thought you were going to say you're not an adult.
No. Plus, off here, you're horrible.
Some would say I'm better.
I wouldn't.
Depends on your taste.
Jeez.
I'm an acquired one.
Yes, you are. No question.
He's Amazing Daniel said at least they're more likely to drive slow. Well,
so we got into that.
Oh,
do you know,
so, yeah.
So do you know the accident that most people that do medicinal or recreational marijuana, what type of accidents they get into?
What's that?
Fender benders.
Yeah, because they're going slow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense.
He was like, he's right in my wheelhouse too. He's a stat junkie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was like, ooh, put that in Rolodex. Although those questions will never come up on Jeopardy.
They might. You never know.
I might have smoked it too.
I saw a Jeopardy category on my TikTok the other day, and it's so funny every time a sports
Was
category.
it AI?
No, it was
Or
real.
was where the dude couldn't get the $200 sports question?
No, they actually got them all, but it was super funny because Ken Jennings was doing the category, and they got them all right eventually. There's a couple wrong ones in there that people cleaned up, but he acted like he was talking to a little puppy that like just didn't pee on the floor that day. He's like, "Oh, you guys did so good on the football category." And one of them was like,
Shane heard pee on the floor and he laughed. No, man, it's different.
It's sort of literally one of the questions.
Down my leg and I injured the other one.
That's most of the time.
You just had that queued up.
That's his favorite one. He's
Always.
always waiting to play that
I mean,
one.
just in case it happens.
Literally one of the literally
Pissed down my leg and I injured the other one.
literally one of the questions was just a picture of Bill Belichick, and it was like, who is this guy?
Oh, wow.
Getting tossed like a stir fry.
Whew. It's good stuff. You gotta love it.
Feel the tension in the air. It's thicker than Wicks.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't either. What is thicker than Wicks? I don't know what that means.
Unless I think he's talking about government subsidy, right?
Oh, I was thinking like candle wicks.
Maybe.
I don't know, but I was like, those are pretty thin.
Yeah, where's he been? He used to always be on my.
Yeah, hasn't been around for a minute.
So I don't really like the way Twitter's functioning on my phone. Like it bumps my. Like I'll click on something and it'll like move it.
Really?
On its own, yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't either. It drives me up the wall.
I have Jose Bueno. I don't know, bud. He said, "Can someone translate or wick?" I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. This is a. I don't understand that reference. I understand the other one though. Pissing down your leg and injuring the other one.
I pissed down my leg and I injured the other one.
Did I give you that one? I haven't heard that
I don't understand that one either, but that's okay. Just in case it ever happens, I got to have it on cue.
I pissed down my leg and I injured the other one.
Speaking of people pissing down their legs and injuring the other one, and I'm sure you didn't watch this because you like action.
Is Alex messing with me?
I don't know. What did Alex say?
He said whack or wick. Very funny.
Oh, he says wicks are the South Florida hairstyle. So maybe it's like is that a thick type of hairstyle?
Oh, it is.
Golf for real. Is that a thick hairstyle?
Yeah, good. Who pulled that?
Golf for real.
I don't want to. Huh.
I don't want to stereotype.
I don't either, but how would he? I want to say, how would he know?
Would not have been my guess for the guy to pull that.
Huh. The more you know.
I'm going to Google Wicks hairstyle here.
Just do it. Would you stop?
I pissed down my leg.
Which, by the way, I have a question.
Oh, yeah, that is thick.
Yeah.
That's
exactly. I had to think. That's exactly. I knew right when he said it. Good pull.
Wick locks. There you go.
Good pull.
Nice. Golf for real. Well done. No, Alex, Tiger Woods did not have wick locks.
Tiger's back in the news.
Oh, what's he doing now?
Swinging the club. Got some opinions.
Back again.
I'd like to see him win something on the senior tour.
Isn't that weird to talk about?
Well, you only have to be able to hit the ball 200 yards. Just hit it straight.
No, but it's weird to think of Tiger on the senior tour for me personally.
Yeah, because what is he, 50?
I mean, he's got to be close. He was, early 20s in 97? So that's 28 years ago. So, yeah, he's got to be pushing right at 50.
T. Woods, he's 49.
So, yeah.
Ooh, about to be 50.
Yeah, so because that's the cutoff, right, is 50?
Gosh. He's a Capricorn. Ugh.
Maybe that's what some of his problems were.
Is he still with Vanessa?
I don't know. I try not to pay too much attention to Tiger's love life.
Let's go, baby. Woo.
Yeah, he's December 30th.
That's he's real coming up then. Happy early birthday to LT Gray.
Belated?
No, early. He's coming up. Belated means you're late. It's late.
I wouldn't listen. A lot of people have lost Lindsey Vaughn. I don't know if I'd call that an L.
Tiger, I think he was high when he wrecked one of his. Well, he was on like sleep meds, right?
Yeah.
So that's
that's
high.
Which is the worst thing that you can take if you're going to get behind a vehicle is Ambien.
Yeah, don't do that.
I learned that in my stop.
If you take Ambien, don't leave your house.
Yeah, I figured out he explained to me exactly what it's supposed to do.
Yeah,
like fighter pilots used to do Ambien. Like it's
really.
Yes,
that seems unsafe.
No, they needed to rest the body because they would go on these.
Oh, you meant like later, not in the air.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, that seems like a terrible idea, DB.
Yeah. PK Subban didn't call Lindsey Vaughn a loss.
Big PK Subban guy?
Yes, I am actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. Never played for a team I liked in hockey, but I'm a big PK guy.
There you go.
We've got on TV too.
We've got a member of the team, Husker Radio Network, Jessica Coody, coming up next. Lots going on in Husker athletics. We'll talk to her here at the top of the 9 o'clock hour.
It's the season of savings at Edwards Buick Chevrolet. Lease the 2025 Buick Envista Preferred starting at $249 a month. Luxury, wrapped and ready for the holidays. More reasons to celebrate this season. Or lease the 2026 Chevrolet Trax LS starting at $259 a month. Compact style, ready to roll into the new year. Your season of savings starts at Edwards Buick Chevrolet.
Pretty good minutes since then. And, you know, sometimes the start of the game, mistakes you make early can really be devastating. In that particular game, we had 2 communication mistakes that led to open threes that if you clean those up, now they don't get off to that big lead and you're not fighting that uphill battle the whole time. So, you know, when you lose a 7 or 8 point game like we did, I can't remember what we lost by, 6, 7, whatever it was to Kansas State. You know, we had live ball turnovers the first half. We had several communication mistakes, and when you show it to the guys through the lens of if you just talk on these 2 plays and we eat the ball on these turnovers, the 6-point loss becomes an 8-point win. Like the margins are so small, and I think that helped. And we've been more connected defensively. That I think that starting lineup has helped us. There's a few more talkers in that group than there was in the previous starting group. And I think the guys that are now coming off the bench understand now why those guys are starting and the value that brings to our team. And they've all, you know, accepted.
Aspirations can drive us. Sometimes a simple gesture is what fuels the pursuit of a dream. When it's time to make your dream a reality, we are here to help. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Jessica Coody of the Husker Radio Network. Jess, how are we doing this morning?
Good morning, and I've already got the decorations. I love it. I'm at my parents' house in Sentinel, America, so I don't have the decorations, so you got a bookcase. So I'm glad I got some decorations going here.
No Creighton Blue Jay Christmas tree?
I guess I didn't tell this story last time, Ravi, but the first time we were talking about my Christmas decorations and people in the chat were asking if that was a Creighton tree. And I texted it to my mom and she said, "What is that?"
Because she did that was her idea, right?
Well, no, she's the one that decorates the tree every year.
Oh.
And so she didn't even know
Your
what Creighton
mom
was.
decorates your tree?
Yeah. It's her thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
I thought I was doing this segment with Shane.
Oh, wow.
He did say last week, he goes,
After the
guys. Jess said yes, but she said only because I asked. She's doing it for me.
Yeah, if DB would have asked, I probably would have said no. I'm in Oklahoma for Christmas, but Shane asked, I can't say no. So
I was
Here I am
comment.
interrupting
I
my
was going to
Christmas
comment that I
vacation.
like the setup, and I take it all back. I think it sucks. Oh, that's all right. Hey, where's Mr. Cool Voice? Is he around?
I think he just stepped out. He's about ready to head to the golf course. It's like 75 down here.
Are you gonna go play?
Not today, but I am going to go play. I think either tomorrow or Wednesday.
Wow.
So
We're going to be in the 80s on Christmas Day. Down
I'll
here.
say, are you all in for a balmy Christmas?
Well, I was going to maybe hang out, but then I found out we have to have our bags ready to go on Christmas
Dude, can
Day.
you
And so I'm going to have to
believe
drive
that?
back. What?
Can you believe that?
Yeah. So I'm going to have to drive back to be able to get my bags for the Vegas plane.
So is that like lock stock? Like no negotiating?
I don't know. If anyone could negotiate, it'd be you, DB.
Oh God, here we go. I live the closest. It would make the least amount of sense for me to do it. You should say
you live in Omaha.
I know. So they're like, well, at least Jess is in Oklahoma and she's gonna come back. Like that's
Yeah.
Man.
I'm not going to rock the boat, so I'll get back. I'll leave early Christmas morning and come back to get my bags. on
Oh,
the flight,
positive Polly doesn't want to rock the boat. I'm shocked.
You know?
Well, speaking of positive, we've got some lovely winter sports happening here at the University of Nebraska. Got men's and women's basketball, 24-0 combined, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Let's start there, Jess. Was there any, Fred talked about this in his presser last week, I believe, where he's like, hey, you got to be a little careful with that getaway game.
Yeah.
The one right before you head off for break. We've seen it kind of bite teams in the past. How concerned were you as you were watching that first half against North Dakota and you're like, that doesn't necessarily look like the most dialed we've seen Nebraska men's basketball this year?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly didn't watch the entire game, but I was checking in on it, and I figured they'd get it right and figure it out, but I knew that Coach Hoiberg all week last week in multiple appearances was very clear on that messaging that, hey, we've got to, and that's their kind of motto every game is respect everybody. And he was very clear on the messaging that, hey, we've got to come in ready to go, but figured it out, got to win. I just, again, you can't play perfect all the time, but I figured they'd get it rolling. I did look at the score in the first half. I was like, yikes. But then they got it rolling in the second half. So
Who do you think's living their best life? Kent or Coat?
Kent, obviously.
How worried are you about his health through the rest of the season?
Oh, I think he is just thriving. I think he's good.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
So, are you?
I guess you guys have heard this story. He wears like it's an iWatch, but it tracks his heart, and there is multiple times that he has to take his watch off. So it's happened a couple different times where
he's like scaring himself.
No, the watch is telling him he's having like a cardiac event.
Yeah, it's saying, hey, you need to calm down.
Wow.
And so he just takes it off. So
I don't think that's the purpose of the warning of the watch. I don't think
Yeah.
you're supposed to just like, oh no, we'll just ignore that now. It's fine.
That is incredible.
Not surprising.
Alert.
And he's
Yeah.
like, we're cool. Hush.
I don't have an iWatch, but I guess it does that, right? When your blood pressure's too high or something.
Yeah, when it detects that I used to wear one. When it detects,
I don't even have an Apple.
When it we know.
We know. We know.
When it detects when it detects your heart rate's rising, but it doesn't think you're exercising, like you're not moving around enough for it to think you're exercising, it like warns you. It's like, hey, you might be a little stressed right now. Maybe take a few deep breaths.
Yeah. Well, and then I think if your heart is beating too fast, which is what it was either last season or the season before, and the team made a comeback, and he literally took it off. So
Jess,
there's my dad. He's back.
Have you allowed yourself to even think about Michigan State for basketball in the second yet?
Yeah, because my dad is and mom are coming up and said that they wanted to come, and I'm so glad that I asked for tickets before the Illinois game because now they're like ridiculously out of control. So
how did they?
Oh, there's my dad. Dad, come say hi.
How did they not get tired of you?
Hello.
Hey,
Lean
hey,
down.
Mr. Cool Voice. What's
Hello,
up, buddy?
How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm getting ready to go to the golf course, so I'm good.
All right, you swing it well.
I plan on it.
I guess.
All right. Hi, Dad.
Oh, no pat on the head. No, that's cute. I wish my family liked me. That's must be nice. It's different. Where's your brother?
I think he's coming down today.
Is he? How far is he from you?
Like an hour, I think.
Oh, geez. It's
Yeah.
kind of an eternity for you two, isn't it?
Well, it's closer than what it is when I'm in Nebraska.
Positive Polly. All right. How mad should I be about wrestling yesterday? Or is that just I'm a little upset. I'm not gonna call it the Coody curse because you talked to Brock, but I mean Vega deals him fits.
Yeah, and Vega's good, and and going into it, Brock had talked about that, but if there's any guy in that lineup I'm really not worried about figuring it out is Brock Hardy. I mean, I think he's probably super disappointed, but I think he'll get it figured out. And the next time around, they probably are going to wrestle again at some point. And I think it will be a different kind of outcome. But man, Oklahoma State is young and they were fearless yesterday. But I think for just that group, they've had some injuries. They still are trying to figure out 125. It's just they've had a bunch of different guys, and I think they see some things they like out of all of them. And when they're wrestling in duels, and then they come and they go in the wrestling room, and then they beat each other, and so I think they just are not sure which one is going to give them the best chance moving forward. Obviously, you just got Chance made his debut yesterday, so
I'm a big Lamer guy.
Yeah, his kind of was different watching his style. It's like he kind of like stalks like a dinosaur a little bit, but I think he's obviously that was his first time back, and so I think he's going to be good. And you obviously didn't see AJ Ferrari yesterday, and so I would not be concerned as much as they wanted to probably win that thing in front of their home crowd. I think again, this is not a team that's they've got some older guys in the lineup that I know they're trying to manage a little bit their workload. And then they've been hurt. So they're trying to figure out a couple different spots. And so I think they'll hopefully get it, worked out. The thing is there's no rest for the weary once you get into Big Ten because, well, everybody's good, but they've got a lot of the big boys on their schedule. And so you're going to have to be pretty sharp. And the thing about wrestling is you have to be able to, it's not like, oh, well, you just got to get hot in March, and like a basketball team, even though no matter what your seed is, but the seeding is so important in the national tournament, and what you do over the course of a season is determined by that. And so I think for some of these guys, when you look at seeding in the national tournament, you got to start winning some of these and making some moves there. But I'm not concerned at all about them losing a duel in December. I think Coach Manning obviously knows what he's doing, and I'm not going to question what he's doing. And I think they've just had some little bits of some bumps in the road here early that they're trying to work through. And so I think they'll be all right, but you got to get it rolling early here with some of the duels you got coming up in Big Ten. So that's for sure.
My man crush this year was easy, and I have zero objectivity because I've been a fan of his since he was a kid. I'm Team Ziola.
It was awesome seeing him run out and like had a huge smile. He got a huge roar from the crowd. That was really cool.
So I mean, how good must he have been? And you talk to these guys because I think the thought going in was potentially to redshirt, but AJ's been in and out of the lineup. Cade's winning weekly awards, just stepping up to the plate. Probably going to be a tough guy now. You're almost pot committed.
Yeah, and I mean, depending on what they do moving forward, it's always something you can redshirt guy. Ridge did that, and ended up coming back better for it. That's it. You think about a guy like Brock Hardy, some of these guys that are unbelievable, going to have a chance to go on and maybe wrestle in the Olympics. And then you look back at what Ridge Levitt did last year.
Yeah.
That was not an easy thing what Ridge did last year.
Jess, as you kind of look at this team, obviously there was a lot of health issues earlier in the season, started to get healthy. We saw them against North Carolina and then Oklahoma State over the weekend. How, assuming health, which I know is a dangerous game, like you mentioned earlier, you trust Coach Manning. Is there anything else outside of health that would give you any bit of pause with the wrestling team this year?
No, I think maybe a little bit I get, and I'm not going to question it, but maybe just because so many of these duels start at 125. And if you don't put a guy out there that is going to, and I just throughout the course, I'm not by any means like a wrestling expert, but over the course of talking to a lot of these guys and Coach Manning, setting the tone in your first match out there, your first bout is so important. And
the crowd never got a chance to get into it yesterday, really.
Yeah, and then you give up bonus points there to start. It's just, it's just not an ideal way to start. And so I think maybe if they don't get 125 kind of settled and where you feel confident with a guy going out there and setting the tone, I think that's why against North Carolina, I don't know. I didn't hear if this was the reason or not, but I think that's why you saw 157 out there and Antrell Taylor kind of setting the tone against North Carolina on Friday night. I just, especially at home in that kind of environment, that would be the only kind of concern for me is just kind of getting the energy and flow early and then kind of building off of that, because the guys always talk about, seeing what the guy in front of them did and how sometimes that can really juice them up. Or if you're kind of going out there and bonus points just giving up, I gotta, I maybe gotta do more. And I mean, you heard Coach Manning going into the last 5 matches yesterday, we got to get some bonus points. If you're already in, your backs are against the wall a little bit in that situation where you've given up bonus points, and then you got guys going out there wrestling I got to get bonus points. I don't know if that's ideal. DB probably could speak to that more than me, but that would be my thing, is just kind of maybe figuring out what they're going to do at 125 moving forward. And and I think we've heard and I've heard AJ Ferrari, and he didn't wrestle yesterday, but I was talking to Brock Hardy about him. He's like, man, he's a dog when he gets out there. So, I think he's just a guy that has been, he was at Oklahoma State, and then the last couple of seasons, it's been more, he's kind of been less about the team aspect of it and more just kind of taking care of himself. Because wrestling can be that way if you're not part of a program where it's like you're competing as team national titles, and it's more so you just have 1 or 2 guys that compete for national titles. And that's a different adjustment that you have to learn to make. But I think obviously you've got older Jacob Van D is a great story. I mean, here's somebody that again has improved, and now he's a guy that has certainly proven that he's very consistent and can go out there and win some big duels and big matches. And then Silas Allred has been around, Antrell Taylor, Minto, your DB's guy, Christopher Minto. I think so. You've got some guys that you feel really confident in. Just, I think another thing, and they were bringing this up I was watching / listening while I was driving. Don't tell your class instructor, DB, but I was on the wrestling match. And they were talking about that with Nebraska last year. I think you saw, especially at the national, in the NCAAs, they came out there and it was like just a different kind of intensity and sense of urgency. And they were the hunter, right? Well, now they come in, they have this finish last year. They've got all these guys coming back. They're number 2 in the country. Teams are going to want to hunt you. And so you have to flip that mindset of, hey, guys are going to come out here every single week. And I think that's, again, going back to Ridge Lovett last year, he was that guy, yet he still dominated. And so I think that's where you've got to learn that mindset of, hey, I'm not the hunted anymore, or I'm the hunted, not the hunter. And so flipping that mindset, but I'm not concerned. Again, it's December. It's like if Fred Hoiberg, if the team was playing their best basketball in November, it just is, it's all about building. But I do think once you get to January, they've got one more, and then it's all in on Big Ten, and you got to start getting it rolling and building as you head towards March.
Let me transition to football. They're putting us to work right away, going right to the practice site on Friday. You've got a chance to get a bit of a head start. You want to start with kind of a couple of the assistants and what your takeaways are so far, as they've kind of made their debut on Husker Sports Nightly.
Yeah, so we've had a chance to chat. Kyle did interviews, and then I was doing another one for the social team, and so we both got a chance to chat with all of them. I chatted with Coach Teasley on Saturday, and so I think Jeep Wade. It's funny because when I was at Oklahoma, Bill Bedenbaugh was the offensive line coach. They won the Joe Moore Award the year that Kyler Murray won the Heisman, and then they were like second and third for like 3 years in a row, and just that it was kind of similar messaging. I was sitting there listening to Jeep Wade and hearing a lot of the things that I used to hear from Bill Bedenbaugh, and I kept telling people once I talked to him, I said it on the air multiple times on Sports Nightly, like Husker fans are going to like what they hear from Jeep Wade. And I just, the mentality part of it, I think he's a really good teacher and developer. And then I think the way that they brought in Lonnie Teasley so that they're able to continue to develop, because there's a lot going on in practice. For those that haven't been out there, there's like 2 fields going, and you've got one set of offensive linemen on one field. And so that young development is so important. And so they're going to be able to tag team a lot of that. I think that was just, and then they speak Coach Rule's language. They obviously understand Coach Rule. When I talked to Jeep Wade, I asked him about his mentors, and Matt Rule was one of those guys that he's learned a lot from and has had a relationship with and gone and learned from throughout the years. And so there's a guy that's already, that's on the same page with Matt Rule. And then I actually was also at Oklahoma with Roy Manning for a couple of years. And you want to talk about a heck of a recruiter. And I don't know if that's one of the things that's being talked enough about this group that they brought in is how good they are at recruiting. But it was after practice, I was walking Coach Manning up to the interview setup, and we were, just chatting, and he didn't even know Coach Orich before they went to San Diego State, but they hit it off, and then ended up being one of the guys that Coach Orich was like, I want to bring with me. But we were talking and joking, and I was like, he's unlike any defensive coordinator I've ever talked to. He goes, no, you're exactly right. I mean, and just because of that, players really, really relate to him. He's very, very good at identifying, instead of like, hey, no, this is our scheme. This is what we're going to do, and you're going to fit in our scheme. It's more so what is it that our guys can do best, and then we're going to build around that. And so I think that's just hugely important, again, because you can't guarantee that you're going to get these cookie cutter guys that you can just replace every single year into what you want in your scheme. And so finding out what they do best, and then identifying that, and then also they don't beat themselves, and that was another thing that I talked to Coach Manning about and Coach Orich about. They're not going to, that's something that you implement, you starting now, and then come the fall, and it's, you don't give up the big plays. You don't get, it's just a very smart kind of play of football, and they instill that in their guys. So I'm really impressed. I think you got 4 guys that fit the culture, understand Coach Rule, what needs to be done here, and also a great amount of appreciation for what Nebraska is. I mean, I think all of them had mentioned at some point or another when they were growing up or playing, admiring, especially the 2 offensive linemen, admiring what the pipeline did here at Nebraska in the 90s and being a part of that. And, Roy Manning's familiar. He played at Michigan, coached at Michigan. So is understands the Big Ten and rushing the passer at this level. So I think they're really exciting. And I think it's been cool. You saw on Saturday, DB, but I've been out to a couple of practices, the way that they've been able to jump right in and get involved in practices. So Coach Teasley was supposed to interview with us on Friday. We were supposed to Kyle was supposed to get one, I was supposed to get the other, and then we were going to switch. And Coach Teasley stayed extra to work out with some of those young offensive linemen, get some extra drill work in, so we ended up missing out on getting him because then they had to go to meetings. But I think that speaks volumes too, that he's been here, a week and not even 2 weeks, and is staying extra, and the guys want to stay extra and work with him and do some extra drills. And so I'm super impressed early on here. I don't think not all of them are going to be in Vegas coaching, but the fact that they're able to be here throughout the practices and the preparations and already get a head start in knowing the guys and getting to build those relationships, I think is huge.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting because how I think, and being around those guys all the time. One of the things I was curious to see is the chemistry and kind of camaraderie early between the offensive line, because that was such its own animal under Donnie. It was refreshing and kind of cool to watch the interaction and the early buy-in.
Yeah, and again, I don't think it's anything where. And Coach Lulla has been nothing but complimentary of Coach Raiola. And I talked to, Jeremiah Searles about this. Sometimes it's just about getting a different kind of voice in there. And, those older offensive linemen that just are graduating or have graduated the last couple of years were the ones that were here when Coach Raiola was here. And then you got a lot of young talent in that room. And so and then you never know in terms of, just the communication between Coach Holgerson's offense and then, how that works and just fitting what the guys up front are going to do with what they want to do overall as an offense. And so, but I think got a heck of a hire, and you can tell just the way that Coach Rule talks about Coach Wade, how excited he is about them. And I think just the way they spoke about it too. I mean, there's no doubt they love Coach Raiola, but I think already the way that Coach Teasley and Coach Wade have been able to get in there and earn a lot of the respect and trust from some of those guys, it just, I think, speaks volumes to the kind of teachers they are, that guys are already buying in and appreciating what they've already done to kind of get to know those guys. And because they love Coach Raiola. They absolutely love Coach Raiola. So the fact that, you're kind of being able to make these seamless transitions, but I think that goes back to the way that they're able to build those relationships. I think it goes back to also when you have that recruiting conversation and, when they're going out and talking to these potential recruits, I think you can already see why they're so good at that, because of how they're already able to establish those relationships with the guys on the roster already.
Jess, as you got a chance to talk to Jeep and Lonnie a little bit, they've got these reputations as great recruiters, right? Were you able to tell kind of some of the things that maybe would resonate with high school kids and maybe transfer portal guys that have made them so successful in that area?
Yeah, I mean, I think relationships, and it sounds so cliche and everybody says that, but there's some people are better at it than others. And I think Lonnie Teasley is one of those guys that, and not just with the kids. And he brought up how, when we're having these conversations, let's be genuine and talk about things other than football, and let me get to know you and your family. And then it's not even just about the kid either. It's about the parents, and do the parents feel okay with sending their kid to you? Are they trusting you and DB, I'm sure you could speak to that too. I mean, it's probably a little bit of a hard thing to do. Hey, is this the right decision? How can I trust that this is the right move for my kid that I've made, basically help make all the decisions for 18 years or whatever that might be? And so he makes sure that he's, establishing those relationships, not just with the kids, but with the families, and getting to know them and investing in them outside of just, hey, I'm a really good football coach and I can get you to the NFL. It's more than that. And it's, he's convicted about that. It is more than that for him. And I could truly tell that just in one conversation. And I think the proof is in the pudding with how he's recruited and the guys he's been able to recruit, that it's not just speak. It's not just words. It's legit. And so I think a lot of them are like that. And I also appreciated kind of the characteristics that they were looking for and in guys. And also, I think Jeep's going to be able to have, this draft, he's going to have a couple of guys that he's going to be able to point to and say, look, I helped develop those guys and now they're in the NFL. So that's always a big, important part of it too, is, hey, and I think going back to, again, I know I keep going back to that, but at Oklahoma, they had, how many guys now are starting in the NFL that they were able to point to and say, hey, look, no, we can do it here. And I think now Jeep is going to be able to say that too, because what he's done at Georgia Tech, but he's going to be able to continue to put guys in the league, which is also very important to these recruits.
Let me ask you something, Jess, because you see it a lot and you kind of know the vibe. And and I'm sure that maybe, listen, the portal will open officially and there may be a couple of surprises for Nebraska, maybe not, I don't know. But I watch guys like Justin Evans and Ja'Cory Barney and, Maverick Noonan, who's actually saying that he is going to leave, but still he's going to play in the bowl game. Can you speak to just the culture or the environment of the infrastructure that's allowed Nebraska to not be as turbulent or distracted as maybe some other schools with guys actually enjoying their opportunities here?
Yeah, definitely. And I think probably a lot of it goes back to the guys they're recruiting that are, we talked about it so many times, but the word that you hear is competitive and they want to compete. And I think they stacked up a lot of those first couple of classes that are now kind of getting their opportunity with guys that are competitors. Look at the running back room alone, and they had to sit back and wait their turn because you've got the nation's leading rusher in Emmett Johnson that's just going off. And, you have to roll with
spirited was that on Saturday? That is wild. And I didn't even like watching the offense, but
what?
I said, how spirited are those running backs, man? I that was wild on Saturday, and I don't even enjoy watching the offense.
Yeah.
I'm what end I'm on.
Yeah. And so I think that they've got some young guys, and I know we keep talking about it, but it's been a huge storyline going back to last summer when we talked about the statistics of the numbers of younger players. And so I think they stacked up a couple of different recruiting classes of guys that just want to compete and that have been waiting for their time, and here's their chance, and they're chomping at the bit to be able to get out there in this kind of opportunity. I think you saw that last year in the bowl game. You had a lot of guys had a lot of things that you had to figure out last year with a lot of players that weren't playing, a lot of players that had some opportunities against Boston College, and boy, they rose to the occasion. And so I think you've got some competitors in there, but I also think just the culture, the way that, there's so many things, there's so many nuances to the why Coach Rule does the things that he does that adds to that culture. I can speak to it every single day in the training table. And it's just a huge part of it. You don't take your laptops in there. Your backpack's not allowed. You have to come in. You got to sit down unless you have a reason why you can take a box. But guys are sitting together. They're eating together. To see them interact when they're in the training table and, kind of enjoying each other's company every single day, that adds to it. I think the things that they do off the field with their position coaches, I think, the things that they do volunteering in the community, there's so many things that add to that. And then I think they want to continue to play for each other despite, because I think even if a guy that has been here and might leave after the bowl game, he's still going to communicate with, the guys that he's built these relationships and bonds with, because it's real. Going back to that conversation we had with Elijah Pritchett in the spring, and he said, it's just different here in what they do. And I had to adjust to it. And the way that, if I was not where I needed to be, I got guys knocking on my door to get me there. And so I think there's a different kind of buy-in in that regard of we're in this together. And it's people can say that about, the brotherhood and the family and all that. And it's just speak. And it's what they say because every team says it. But then you get internal with this football team and it's actually real. And so I think that's why the culture is what it is. And then I think you couple that with, you got some guys that really want to compete. And so I think that's what's kind of allowed for this to move forward the way that it has here, despite the turmoil.
I probably couldn't pull off either. Which one do you think I'd have a better chance of doing? Re-establishing the rules for luggage drop-off on Christmas Day, or being able to take a to-go box from the training table?
I don't think you'd have success with either.
Me neither. I was curious which one, if I was going to waste some energy, which one would it be on? The rules with the training, it's like DB, sit down or you're not eating. I'm like, wow, really?
It's so incredible though. And you can't say enough about just what it's done, not just with teams, but with the overall athletics department. And, again, like, I might not be able to eat at the same time as Cassidy or Kyle. So I just go sit down with I don't know, your boys Sam and Alex and, other people that I might not always eat lunch with, but it allows for you to kind of establish these when you're sitting there, you can't, and you're eating your food and you're talking about things. And it's just, breaking bread, and Kristen Coggin's big on that too. Like that, when I first talked to her, that was one of the things that really spoke to her and Coach Roll, and they were in lockstep about is just how, and they do that all the time, not just at the training table, but how many team meals do they have that they have to sit down and eat together and break bread together. It just, there's something about it, and people bond over food, as we can attest to as a radio crew, DB.
Yeah, she was kind of just taking a step back on Saturday, looking at some of the body comps and the body types, and man, just a lot of those guys didn't look like that when they first got there. It's I think that's part of the reason. And listen, Coach Rule doesn't need any defending, but when he bristles up over at the reset versus just tweaking because they've done a lot of things, I just look at the body types.
Yeah.
Where guys actually have functional strength and can understand rigor. And that team didn't look like that 2 years ago.
And I know, again, it's a broken record here, but Emmett Johnson is one of those guys. I mean, how does he make it through the season he just did with the amount of carries that he just did?
He was there Saturday in the cold tub.
Yeah. So, and not just him, but I mean, there's a lot of guys that I just, the way that they're not just they're bigger, their body type, but their way that they were able to sustain playing the number of reps they did in the Big Ten, I think also speaks to just the recovery, what they're doing on to maintain it and take care of it outside of just building it.
I looked at Quinn Clark and I was like, dude, you have muscles.
Yeah. And he didn't have any when he got here.
I mean, Zippo.
So
I was like, mix in some fat, buddy.
When you were about to ask me about the luggage or the to-go box at the training table, I thought you were going to say, would I be more likely to do or make a jump shot on the basketball goal?
Oh, I missed. It looked good, though. Did you hear Coach Roy's like, your form is fantastic. And she hits
don't know about that.
He hits one. She's talking trash under her breath, and Coach Roy threw her the ball, and she made it on the first shot. She's like, told you, and walked off. I was like, and Micah was like, damn. Where were you headed? Were you going to do the interviews?
Yeah, but again, I was taking you because you didn't know where the equipment room was. I mean, I know people are shocked that listen to you that you don't know where to go and have to be escorted somewhere. So I was trying to take you to the equipment room, and then I was going to go do the interview. Yeah.
You got to start acting like Benny Mac. Just be like, no.
Well,
Ben says no, but Ben does not. Ben caves.
Yeah. Well, it's why I almost fell over the one time he told me no when he didn't want to go to the media room with me at Pasadena. He was like, no. I was like, wait a minute, you answered too quick. But anyway, I got him back though because Jess did trust me with the luggage tags that I have to give to Ben here.
Hopefully you get him to him.
I will.
Texted the group. I said, I don't know if this is a smart idea, but Ben DB's got your bag tags.
It's fine. I'll get him to him.
There you go.
Appreciate you, Jess.
Jess.
You're not going golfing until tomorrow?
Probably not.
What are you going to do? So your dad's going by himself?
Well, he's got a group that he plays with. I mean, my dad's like the club champion.
Oh, of course.
The
ambassador.
He plays all the time. He's got a group that he plays with. They play like these games. It's like a daily deal. He's like living the dream in retirement. But we've got shows that we got to do, and Kyle's leaving to New Jersey, so we've got to get some work done here. So I won't officially be on Christmas vacay till tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't. I'm still trying to figure out. Never mind, but I can't believe we got to go right to work from the plane.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Looking forward to it. I hope it's miserable weather. That's all I know.
Why?
Because I don't know. If I'm gloomy, I want everybody gloomy.
Well, listen, the weather in Vegas can't be any worse than what it was when we were doing those with a blizzard on Christmas Day in New York last year.
Oh, how miserable was that? I was like,
so
how
cold.
am I going to keep my teeth from clicking?
Maybe close the window. That's a good start.
Remember sitting in the gym at Fordham? Just warm up?
Yeah.
No, it was.
We did Sports Nightly in there because I was like, I'm not doing this outside.
it was miserable.
All right, Jess, thanks for the time as always. Hope you have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and enjoy the trip out to Vegas.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and bye, Shane.
Oh, God. Bye, Jess.
Bye.
Jeez. Nonsense.
Are you happy
Nonsense.
over there, little buddy? Are you so
All
happy?
right, have a good day. Bye, Shane.
Are you so happy, little buddy?
He's like,
I
hey.
don't know what you're talking about.
It's like, hey, guess what? Guess
Is
what?
it safe enough now to look at the forecast?
Guess what Jess said? You look at the forecast. I'm going to tell people what they need to be doing this week while they've got their family in town. That's get tickets to Omaha's brightest holiday tradition. Bright nights at Lawrence and Gardens with incredible light displays, model trains, and thousands of poinsettias. It's festive fun for everyone. Timed tickets are required. Get yours at lawrenceandgardens.org.
All right, I think we should be okay.
What's our weather like? Well,
All
what's
right.
your weather like? I'm not going.
So rainy and 50, sprinkles and 56 on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
52 on Saturday, 50 on Sunday, sprinkles and overcast again. Monday, sprinkles and overcast, 57. Tuesday, 60. Damn it. Wednesday's sunny and 60.
That seems more sprinkly than I was expecting in Vegas.
Yeah.
That seems pretty aggressive for Christmas.
Whatever.
60? That's aggressive.
That's 5 days too long.
Is that
in
here?
Vegas.
That's Vegas, right? That's not here. It's supposed to be pretty warm here, though.
I think the same.
I would say I think it's pretty close to 60 on Christmas here, too.
Which is sucky.
Because my wife was not happy about that.
Can we just get some snow?
What's Christmas? Thursday? 51.
Oh, that's yeah.
Viva Las Vegas, baby.
It's still too warm.
Yeah, it's not very Christmassy weather, not for Nebraska at least. Here we are. We're out here, right?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
but still, you know.
You'll be out there, not out here.
It's unfortunate.
Let's take a quick break here. We will get back to the rest of the show, wrap up this Monday. I'll also give you our plan for the rest of the week, as DB and I will be taking a little bit of time off as well. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
It's the season of New Tradition sales event at our brand new Edwards Kia Council Bluffs location. Lease the 2026 Kia Sportage EX starting at just $249 a month. Brand new showroom, big holiday savings. Or lease the 2025 Kia Telluride S starting at $329 a month. Or finance at 0.9% for 60 months. Plus, every new purchase includes a free electric scooter. Don't wait. Celebrate the season at our brand new Edwards Kia location in Council Bluffs.
I didn't go in there and raise hell with them at halftime. There are nights when you do that. It was more of just get back to being who we are. And, we showed them several examples, clips on our halftime edit. And, that first possession, we get a layup just with movement, and that carried over throughout the entire half. We did a good job getting to the free throw line in the second half as well. But, yeah, that first half, that's not who we are. And again, they were in there, they were packing it when the ball wasn't going in, they stayed with it. If we make a couple of those, and that's going to loosen them up and get hopefully get us going a little bit more into the paint. But, I thought, again, with making the adjustment of having Burke more as the playmaker and Rake putting him more in the action, I thought that helped loosen things up.
A successful financial future is built one coin at a time. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned saver, we've got the financial resources and team of experts who will be with you every step of the way. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Completely different teams. I don't really put any stock into, a little bit. We had a few matchups. Basically, we didn't, we kind of lost the same way at 97 as we did last time. The exact same match. So we have to, those are the situations where we have to get better. And so 74, we flipped the script. We didn't wrestle them last time. I get 57 or 65. So 33. Those are all different guys in there. So a lot of good. I think Chance Lamer will take away a lot from this match. He didn't wrestle his best today, and it's just how it goes sometimes. As a competitor, and when you're in these big moments, it's. You can take a lot away from it.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi, Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We were talking about stop classes and stuff earlier. If you maybe got into a little fender bender, hopefully you weren't under the influence of anything, but it happens even when you're not. Make sure you go visit our friends over at Dingman's Collision Center. They are best in Omaha for 20 straight years for auto body repair, and they will take care of whatever you got going on with your vehicle, whether it's a little fender bender or something a little bit more serious. They have cutting edge technology and experts on their team to make sure every repair is done safely and to the highest standard. Go check them out, dingmans.com, to learn more.
Shane, today is your day.
Why is today my day?
Today is it's National Short Persons Day.
Is it?
Yeah. December 22nd.
So did you know, I don't know how many of these words I can say on the whatever we're on here.
Probably all of them.
You're going to say short and...
No, so apparently I learned something very interesting.
Under height?
That...
What is under height?
It's low leverage.
Low leverage?
Yeah, that's right. Natural leverage.
Natural leverage. Natural leverage.
Yes, that's 2K.
No, that there is like some of the words that we use for people that are very, very short.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are like actual medical terms, and
like
some
vertically challenged,
and some of them are just like a thing we say. And depending on whether or not the person has the medical condition of like dwarfism versus something else, then sometimes it's offensive, sometimes it's not. So it's real hard to tell, man.
I told you my buddy, JD, was diagnosed with primordial dwarfism.
How tall is he?
He's yoked. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I'm just curious if there's like an upper limit on.
JD is probably.
What does primordial mean?
I don't know. Google it. Primordial dwarfism.
What is?
He's probably 5'5".
Oh, so that's not that. I mean, it's short, but it's not like when you think of dwarfism, you're not thinking above 5 feet tall.
Yeah, you look at his frame. Remember taking a picture with JD, Shane?
Yeah, he looks small compared to me.
He's
yoked.
Yeah.
So I guess there's certain kinds of dwarfism. Like some you have normal proportions and some you don't.
Yeah.
That's normal is the term the internet's using. I'm not. Says a group of rare genetic disorders causing profoundly restricted growth before and after birth, leading to extremely small stature. So he must not have it bad because they're talking like 3 feet tall for adults here.
Yeah, he's taller than 3 feet.
So it is a little easier to be yoked because you only have to have a little bit of muscle to be yoked at 3 feet tall. You know what I mean?
Shane, I don't know. Can you?
I don't know.
Well, I don't think he's got primordial dwarfism.
Oh, you said 3 feet. I was just curious.
Yes, I don't know, man.
Not so much.
I'm just curious, you know.
My bad.
Speaking of train wrecks, you watch any of the Anthony Joshua thing over the weekend?
I did. I watched it with Mike. He sat next to me.
Did
commentating the whole time. I'm just glad at least it at least seemed real.
Yeah, after a little bit at least, it didn't seem like Anthony Joshua was trying real hard at the start.
Yeah, I don't know where he broke his jaw though.
Oh, I did. Have you not seen the stills?
So that
it's
was
in the corner.
actual, yeah.
Yeah. If you see the slow-mo, like the thing is like dislocated almost. It's wild.
I looked at his teeth like they did the
the X-ray.
They look caved.
Yeah, like that dude.
Like they were slanted.
Yeah, I don't think his face is the shape it's supposed to be anymore.
Yeah, I wondered why he kept laying on the ground.
I wonder okay. I'm all for irrational confidence, all right? That's kind of how I got here. But my irrational confidence doesn't
involve bodily harm?
Yeah, it doesn't put me in a place where I could die.
At what point did you think he thought he could beat Joshua?
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, it was scripted and Joshua broke the script or whatever." And I was like, I think Jake Paul is delusional enough to think he could beat Anthony Joshua.
And it was sanctioned.
So that's the thing I kept going to, because here's the thing. You can't, there's a contract. There can't be anything in writing that says the fight's scripted. Otherwise, that's you'll go to prison.
Yeah. So
that's illegal.
Shane, let me ask you something. And I think I've asked you this about taking a punch from Tyson.
Okay.
How much would somebody have to pay you to be able to break your jaw?
I don't know, maybe 500 million.
500.
I mean, I'm small. I'm
what if you knew you'd survive? What if you knew you'd
so
survive?
so if
you're not gonna die, but
I'm not gonna die because there is a possibility if that happened from one of those guys, I would probably die.
You're not gonna die, but
Okay.
your jaw is broken in multiple places, because that's what happened to Jake Paul.
Right, and I saw the 90 million thing, so I don't know, 50, 75 million.
You're such a fibber.
What's your number?
1 million.
You fought before though,
Yeah.
so you have a.
So you could take it. I mean, it's like boxers can get beat up, and I mean, if you haven't fought and you haven't been hit like that,
You could wire my jaw shut for $500K.
I would say the number I think is lower than we think.
This dude said 50 million.
He said 500 million.
You're fibbing.
because there's a chance I would die just in the surgical process by itself.
You're not that old, Shane.
But okay, this may be hard to envision. Not for me. No, it shouldn't be hard to envision. If I brought in a briefcase of just $1 million, like you see on the movie, Shane, not rubber band. They put the little thing around the bills.
Yeah, the little.
I just set
stacks.
it right there on the counter.
Small bills for a small guy.
Yeah, I just set it right there on the counter, right next to you. And I said, "Let me hit you in the jaw, and I will give you this briefcase." You'd close your eyes and say, "Go ahead." You're so full of it.
I don't know. That would hurt.
Oh, it's gonna hurt.
Can I take a drink first?
Like that, like this.
just give me a couple shots. I'll be good to
Yeah,
go.
if you think Paul was all natural,
Yeah, go
when he
get
got
that.
in the ring, then you're kidding yourself. So yeah, go ahead.
All right, yeah, give me a couple shots. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. So
me
maybe
too.
go get the tequila and bring it on.
Honestly,
The tequila would probably kill you before my punches.
Probably.
I mean, if we're being honest.
because I don't listen. Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, we sat right on the couch together and watched that thing.
I think it's probably somewhere around 500K,
Yeah, it's
somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah. And also, the numbers. No offense, the numbers lower if you want to hit me versus if Anthony Joshua wants to hit me.
I don't know, man. Joshua's kind of.
See, I'm with Amazing Daniel. See what he says there?
Sometimes it didn't look like there's much difference. When I was in my 20s, I would have put a price on it. Now, I'm not that desperate. Yeah, you would. Yes, you would, Daniel. You're so full of malarkey.
The amount of stuff people would do for $1 million,
especially if they're looking at it.
Yeah.
Like if I just sat the briefcase in front of you.
Yeah. Like if you see it, like if you see $1 million, people are letting you.
Oh, Alex, if it's tax free, 420.
Why that number?
I don't know.
You want to be under some kind of influence when it happens?
No, I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's
not my thing.
I know. I do think it's.
Now, anything else?
So no. All right. So
Experiment.
Give it a go.
So no brain damage, nothing like that. Nothing long term. It's just a broken
and
jaw.
I would put a mat behind you so you could fall and not hit your head.
I think that's
But I would hit you in your jaw. So I think your brain would be. It might shake it up.
Yeah, you're talking maybe a concussion, but you're probably not getting permanent brain damage from that.
Yeah.
Like it's not like where you get the permanent brain damage is like the over and over and over, like hitting him in the side of the head and stuff. Like he's gonna hit you in the jaw. You'll be fine. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, but I'd like to be able to eat and.
For $90 million, I'd have fought naked.
Well,
Olympic style.
You ain't gotta tell me twice.
There's not a lot of things I wouldn't do for $90 million. I don't think in terms of like physical harm or embarrassment. Like I'll take a shot. Like I'll take my chances for 90.
This dude said 5. Shane, I think in a pinch with a briefcase, you do it for $500K.
It'd be worth it. I'd do it for $500 million. Yeah.
500 million. Come on, dude. Shane, you couldn't spend 500 million in 1,000 lifetimes.
Oh, I know. I mean, there's no way. But it'd be great though.
I don't even know.
So tweaking, just tweaking, right? Tweaking.
This is what happens though. This is the downside of the internet, right? Is like,
dude, I'd dodge interstate traffic for less than 500 mil.
Like you just do Frogger on that thing.
Yeah.
Just see what happens. Yeah. No, you don't get a numbing shot. You can have like a couple shots of alcohol, Funky. Like you have to endure the pain. That's part of it.
Yeah.
You get a couple of shots of a drink of your choice, and then we're doing this thing.
I think we underestimate the power of actually seeing cold hard cash in front of
I don't need to see it. I know how much $1 million is, so I'm taking it.
I mean, the briefcase would be even more enticing, though.
I don't want a briefcase. I want to just go ahead and just wire transfer that thing to my account.
And plus, I mean, if we're being honest, I'd rather get hit in the. I'd rather get hit in the face than in my. I'd rather have a broken jaw than broken ribs.
All right, so who's paying?
Broken ribs are bad.
Who's paying all the medical bills? Somebody else?
You're doing too much.
Shane, you always do this. No, you thought about this when you were trying to score a touchdown from the 1 yard line. You're doing too much.
You're going to need physical help eating and doing stuff. And I mean, it's going to be a process just getting
6 weeks, man. You don't eat anyway. Just blend your little wraps and whatever you get pre-made in a blender.
You're going to have to.
Just drink it through a straw. You'd be good.
Jack said, I got shrapnel in my jaw in 1968 for $126 a month.
Walk off.
Jack's built like that. Some of us are not.
I get tired of taking shrapnel. Tired of taking shrapnel.
I mean, listen,
dude. Good on Cactus Jack.
That doesn't. That is
the least surprising thing ever.
100%.
Yeah,
that is
Jack is rocking with shrapnel.
100%. Like that's the most on brand that anybody's ever said. And
I don't believe a word that Amazing Daniel is saying.
Yeah,
not that. It's $1 million. Like who? It's just your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, JB. See, he get definitely in for 500,000. And JB's about that life.
Oh yeah. I mean, listen, 500,000 goes a long way.
Yeah, especially tax free,
especially in Omaha, Nebraska. Go along with $500,000. You can do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's not generational wealth, but for just to be hurt for a little bit,
it'll help out.
Yeah, I'm cool. You don't even have to tell me twice.
Headley says, "What's our over/under number of portal additions for Nebraska this time around?"
Somebody asked me last week, and they put the starters at 3. I'd take the under.
Yeah, that was portal. That was
not including DR.
Yeah, I think he means guys that are coming in.
Oh, I would say 6.5.
I was going to say 7.5.
Well, take one more.
I
That's
think so. I'll go over on yours. Yeah. I think you're looking. Maybe I'm being a little too.
6.5. Is 6.5 low?
I think a little. I think you're getting 3 offensive linemen alone.
Yeah, let me think about that.
Because if I go 3 offensive linemen,
I'll set the total at.
you're doing some math
Yeah, I'd probably set it at 10.5.
for total number.
Total number 10.5.
I think that's because I'm looking at 3 offensive linemen. I'm looking at 2 running backs. That gets me to 5. I think they're bringing in 2 quarterbacks personally. One for Dylan leaving, one for the 2026 class. That gets me to 7. I think they're probably going to bring in at least 1, if not 2 defensive linemen. That puts me at 9. So yeah, I get to 10 pretty quick. And that's not.
I'll put it at 10.5.
10.5 is a good number, I think. I think 10.5 is a good number. I would take the over on 10.5. Not by a lot, but that's a good number.
So, Jam, I think medical expenses would have to be included.
Yeah, for sure. Unless you're getting your job broke in Europe or something, and but whatever. Yeah, medical. You're not taking. Jack says a linebacker. He wants a linebacker in there too. So.
Yeah, I think Jack's right.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, medical.
I get tired.
Medical expense is not included. I think you're a clean $1 million after it's over.
Hey,
no taxes, no medical.
Google the picture of his. He looks like Rocky Dennis. You know who Rocky Dennis
Who's
is?
Rocky Dennis? Who am I Googling a picture of?
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
Yeah, like post-op maybe. His face is swollen like a goddamn.
Oh, I saw that on.
Shane, do you know who Rocky Dennis is?
Not offhand. I can't think. Sorry.
I saw a video of it after on TikTok. I think after the that thing was swollen. That's not great. That's what happens when you have irrational confidence in the wrong thing.
You got paid. Shane, I need you to Google Rocky Dennis.
My question is, what did he think was going to happen?
I don't know. Maybe not that.
Like
he was on his bike early.
Yeah, I know. Oh God, yeah. Okay.
Have you ever seen Mask?
The Mask, like
no Mask, the movie. With Cher?
No.
Oh.
I've seen The Mask with Jim Carrey. That's it though.
It's different.
I know.
Similar concept, but for vastly different reasons.
Like
I've seen that movie.
This isn't a 60-year-old Mike Tyson. This dude was the heavyweight champion of the world like 2 years ago. Like, what did you think was going to happen? He beat a Klitschko. Like, what are we doing?
I wonder what kind of training I would have to do to be able to run for 8 rounds. The ring was huge.
Yeah, I think that was on purpose. Like,
yeah, but I've hit a bag for a minute and I'm gassed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, boxing is so physically demanding. Like, I don't think people appreciate how hard boxing is. Like, just hitting a bag for a round is crazy.
And Joshua didn't seem like he wanted to chase him at all.
Not really. Like, he didn't seem like he was working that hard.
I know. The first 3 rounds, you're like, you kidding me?
First 3 rounds, I was like, oh, this is scripted. This is
he'd thrown a total of 12 punches and Paul had maybe thrown 2.
It's like, this is really fun. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, I wonder what would have happened if he would have fought. What would Tank have looked like?
So at least there's I still think Tank would have beat him like pretty soundly, obviously, because
what would you just like jump and punch?
That's I mean, just go to that body, baby. Like
it is hard to punch down, though. I think.
I think it's. I mean, because punching up, you can get an uppercut at least. You can kind of get like, but it is. I think you're right. I think some people have a hard time punching down. Anthony Joshua did not. Because he's got about.
What would he have done? I mean, Tank's 135, 140.
So that's
pounder.
the thing is he'd have 60 pounds on Tank. I think the catch weight was supposed to be 195 or something. Yeah. So we'd have 55. So Tank probably. What do you think Tank walks around at? Like 160, 150,
maybe 50, probably.
So I mean, he's probably coming in. Best case scenario 165. Like he's not coming in at the 195.
No,
that's a weight for.
He's still 5'4".
Yeah, like he's tiny, right? But like, I think it's easier if you're Tank to get inside and just like do work on Jake Paul's body than it is for Jake Paul to like, because he's not catching Tank.
And Tank is. I mean, in boxing fitness level worlds, he's not elite, but he'd be in significantly better shape than Joshua.
Yeah, I mean, he's elite compared to what we're talking about in this one. Like he's not Bud, but
yeah,
like
I mean, because in boxing terms, no pun intended, his tank is probably what comes into question.
Sure, yeah. I think anytime you're going to fight a real fighter there, you're Jake Paul, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
Anybody who's
$500K, I'm doing it. Probably less.
We're gonna get you down to what your lowest number is to take a punch in the face from Anthony Joshua.
Tax free, 6 figures. I'm your Huckleberry.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yep. No problem.
We will be back tomorrow with more Hurrdat Sports Live. We are going to have a little break here for the holiday from the 24th until January 5th. That Monday, we will be off. We've got a bunch of recorded stuff, so there'll be stuff put out every single day, so you don't miss us too much. And then there will be a live show with me and Rico and Austin on the 31st. We'll do pre and post game for the Nebraska bowl game as well. But that is the schedule. I promise you there will be content every day, just won't be live because,
you are looking live.
About every 6 months, we need a break. Who doesn't need a break, though, is our friends over at Centris Federal Credit Union, because they can help you reach your financial goals, whether it's through their Enrich program, whether it's through their savings programs. They've got you covered. Go to centrisfcu.org to find out more. Federally insured by NCUA. We'll be back tomorrow with more Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.